Hi, I'm Stunning Stella Cheeks.
And I'm the Enigma Erin Klein.
And this is Not Your Demographic, a feminist wrestling podcast.
Shockingly, those exist. For real this time, not a short episode.
Yeah, I forgot that we had those because I set them up to go out like right away. So I haven't touched any audio equipment. So if this sounds like shit, maybe I just lost all of
Right, just lost the touch.
Welcome to Not Your Demographic, Dummies.
Hey everybody, welcome back, or maybe welcome for your first time.
I know, when I was taking notes for this, I was like, maybe we should just restart this podcast and pretend like we've never done anything else before because there's so much to cover. I think we should just be like, hi, welcome to our first episode. We're not going back, we're only going forward. Here are our characters, let's go. Right?
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
Uh-huh.
I feel like this is going to be a fast-talking, quick-paced episode, and everybody's just going to have to buckle up and, like, let's
slow it down to 0.8 speed if you have to, I guess. Sorry, not sorry.
I know we said this before, but there is a person who listens, sorry, I'm blanking on your name, who listens to us at double speed, which is insane to me.
What?
Yeah. We were talking about podcasts, and they said, like, oh, I usually listen to things at 1.5, and I was like, ha, 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 what? He was like, I've listened to you guys at 2, and I was like, that's insane.
How?
I mean, I get that some of our episodes can be long, and, like, I'm sorry, blessed, we're working on it, but also, how do you
understand any of it?
I can barely understand myself right now in this moment.
Oh, your brain is more advanced than ours, clearly.
He's some, like, mutant X-Men.
Yeah.
He's the next stage in human evolution. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I had a great hiatus.
Don't go over everything, just the highlights.
No. I was like, what did I do this whole time? Basically I just had a good break. I'm getting ready to go to LA for a couple of days, which I'm really excited about. Getting every day closer to my honeymoon, and I am really, really excited about it.
Yeah, I see that you're learning German.
I am learning German. I'm 38% fluent. I can understand it.
38% fluent in a Duolingo way, not like a real 38%.
Oh, I can like read and hear it pretty well, actually, because Michael's more advanced than I am. He took like 4 years of German in his undergrad.
Speak some German, Erin.
Ich liebe dich. That's the thing I say the most. It means I love you. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. Katze sind Tiere? Cats are animals.
Great.
But I can like hear it and read it and
good
like
phrases to know.
I can like recognize stuff.
Order some food.
Like literally, I'm not at food yet. I'm at like pronouns and
I'm not at food yet.
It's my next one. Okay, I'm getting there. I just got clothes. I also know how to say jewelry, which is der
Why would
Schmuck.
they tell you clothes before food? Food is more important on like a vacation.
I don't know.
You're not going to be like, hi, here's my schmuck. You're going to be like, I need a Coke.
Yeah, I know. I don't pretend to know how Duolingo stacks their shit.
How do you say you in German?
Depends on what tense you're saying it in. Du, deine, deine. There's a bunch. It's like...
Ich hasse means I have, right?
Ich habe.
Habe.
Yeah.
Two of my really good friends
Habe.
took German, went to school for German, live abroad. And so, like, I know, like, bits and pieces from them.
Yeah. My big thing is I just want to be able to, if I get lost while we're in Germany, I want to be able to read a sign and get back to our hotel. Like, that's my big concern. And I'm definitely better at that. I can, like, look at stuff and predict what the root word is now, which is good. Like, that's, like, the beginning of really actually being fluent in a language. But I can't speak it worth dick. Like, I can read it really well at this point, but I can barely speak it. Because it's... I studied Spanish and then French, and now I'm studying German.
Yeah, those are Spanish and French. Like, I have Duolingo for French and German, or French and Spanish, and I'm like, I'll just fuck around with it. I'm not learning it for any reason. But like, they're so similar. Like, there's a couple. Like, there's some things that are different, obviously. But like,
speaking French and Spanish are really similar, but reading them is very different because French has a bunch of like, don't pronounce these 18 letters that are at the end of this world, and everything in Spanish is phonetic, and so that was like a hard adjustment for me. And it's nice because German is very phonetic.
Oh, yeah, German is super phonetic.
You just have to know how to say those words, which is the hard part. So I'm getting there. So that's been like my big accomplishment. Is I've been studying German for a couple weeks, which I've been really enjoying. And I've been reading a lot. I've already read 4 books this year.
Erin used to read like 100 books a year.
Mm-hmm. And last year I read 5.
That's also not an exaggeration or like a fun thing that I'm saying. Like, she read like literal 100 plus books a year.
Yeah, I think the most books I ever read in a year was like 118. I think that was my max.
That's still a lot, boo.
It's still a lot. It is a fucking lot. And I've been reading a lot of that. I've been reading a lot of like poetry anthologies, which is a nice way to like get back into reading too, which feels low stakes. And I read a great graphic novel about Andre the Giant that I really enjoyed.
Well, I saw your pictures.
It was very good. I learned from that Vince McMahon didn't meet his father till he was in his teens, which makes so much sense. I was like, oh, everything is clear now. I totally understand who this person is now.
Really funny.
So yeah, things have been pretty good. How are you? How are things going with you?
I'm good. We had after Christmas, we had New Year's, which was like low key. We went to a concert, and then we almost immediately went to Las Vegas to surprise one of my good friends for her birthday. And that trip was so fun. Like, I'd been to Vegas one other time because of her wedding, but it was her wedding and I was in the wedding, so we were doing a bunch of stuff. But this time we just like did Vegas, but in a way, we did a ton of stuff, but in a way with like people who live there. So like we went to the Strip like once, but like,
that's the way to do Vegas, is with people who live there, because they
so
don't hang out there.
much fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was so like absurdly fun. And I also was proud of me and Nick, because like when we go on vacation, a lot of it is just like eating and like going on walks. Like we don't do a lot of stuff. And this trip, like we did a ton of stuff. Like there was a lull in the day and I was like, let's go to this like afternoon magic show. It's going to be terrible.
Oh,
it
was
not terrible. It was really cool. Even though like I hang around like sideshow artists and burlesque performers and magicians, like if somebody's really good at something, because I am around people like that so much, that like it takes a lot to impress me sometimes. Like if I just go to like a regular circus show, sometimes I'm like, I get it. Can we move on? I get it. But like this guy was corny as hell, and there were like 10 people in the audience, and he was really good at magic. There was a couple tricks that I had never even seen or heard of before, and I have literal no idea how he did them.
That's cool.
It was, and I like don't want to know. It was really, really fun. So that was really fun, and then I started grad school. So I've been mostly doing grad school and like learning more time management and like focusing and like getting back into the habit, and like it's been challenging. Mm-hmm. I'm not quite at the rewarding stage. It's more just like challenging. Like I'm happy to be back in school, and I like worked hard to get into school, but it's just like
yep.
Especially this week, it was just like and figuring that shit out.
This next year will be my last year, where you'll just be like, oh, I'm just in school. All I did all week was school. Be like, oh, okay.
School, man.
I mean, you're paying for it. You might as well just be doing school, I guess.
Yeah, I know. Like somebody asked me to be in a show, and I was like, I can't be in that show, or like I can be in that show if you put me on last and like know that I'm coming from school.
Yeah.
Like, so it's tricky because there's like a weird amount of burlesque shows on Tuesdays, and I'm like, I want to be in those shows because they pay well, but also I have to be in school because I am paying for school.
Right.
But also, yes.
And there's something about being an adult who is paying for their own school where you're like, I will never miss a class. I will never be fucking late. Like, I'm not going to light this money on fire.
Well, I did miss one class. I agreed to do that show before I had my school schedule, and I was like, I'm not going to dick these people over. So. Yeah. And I did miss one, but it was like the second one, and I was like, it's early enough in the semester that I can catch up.
Yeah. Mm.
And I did. And I'm caught up.
Good for you.
School! Yes. What wrestling merch are you wearing?
I'm wearing my NXT hat because it's 25 days into the month, and I have very little stuff left that I didn't wear last year. I think I'm going to run out of things in the last couple days.
I am not.
Well, I'm trying to do all stuff I didn't wear last year.
Oh, me too.
So I
just have more of a problem. I got 20, what's today? 25. And I'm only doing apparel. I got 24 days of only women's merch.
Yeah,
and technically I have one more, but I'm saving it for Sunday. So I got 25 out of 31 of women's merch.
Yeah. A lot of my women's merch
indie stuff
was stuff that I wore last year.
Yeah.
So I thought about that. It was like, oh, I should wear I wore all my women's stuff last year, so I can't wear, like, any of it this year.
Yeah, I just bought a lot of new stuff.
I'm trying also not to do repeat people, and so if I've already worn one...
Oh, I've worn like 800 Sasha Banks things.
Yeah, so that's my other thing. Like, I think I'm gonna run out of stuff before I...
You're gonna have to repeat people.
Well, yeah, I guess I could repeat people without repeating stuff from last year, but I would rather wear women's stuff than I wore last year, like, going into the Rumble for the last couple of days.
We already have pictures of it.
So? I look different. I don't got long-ass braids hanging down anymore.
Yeah, I'm not doing, like, buttons and stuff. I'm basically just doing my sweatpants and shirts. And since you wore your Nikki Bella hat, that doesn't count.
You said it doesn't count on the podcast anymore. You did not specify it did not count for 31 days of wrestling merch.
Of course it counted towards that. So I'm flying in the face of you, and I'm wearing my Sasha Banks sweatpants right now.
Good, you should.
Screw you.
That's fine. I had no objections to that when I saw it on Twitter.
You.
I've loved watching everybody participate in the 31 days of wrestling merch. It's great. When we did this, like, we definitely just meant apparel. But it is cool that people are doing, like, other stuff, I like that it's expanded to other stuff, too. Because I've had a lot of people say, like, oh, I have a lot of non-apparel merch, and I didn't feel like I could participate. Like, oh, no, you should, like...
Yeah.
All merch is good because vote with your money. And so I feel it's been interesting to watch people be like, this is the stuff I like the most that I want to spread it over the 31 days. So I thought that has been very interesting too. And people have like a huge array of stuff that I just like was not expecting. Like all kinds of old stuff and like old Chikara stuff, which has been very cool to see. Like,
totally.
It's just been, I'm really glad that we do this. And like, I'm glad that this is like the second year we've been doing this. And like, I would like to continue doing this in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like our thing.
Yeah. You know, demis and whatnot.
You have like a week left, but it's hashtag 31 days of wrestling merch if you want to click on it and see people's merch or participate or whatever.
Yeah, just click on the hashtag and look through how much cool shit there is. Like, you can vote with your money and you can find some cool ass shit.
Cool ass shit.
Like, I saw a bunch of like good Keith Lee hats. I was like, fuck, I should get one of these.
Keith Lee has good merch.
Keith Lee, David Starr, both people I was like, damn, you guys have good merch. There's a bunch of it. It's real nice.
Makes a difference when the people you like have good merch.
It really fucking does. It totally does.
There are a couple people who I like and I'm like,
I went to the Zella Pro show a couple weeks ago, which was super fun.
I wanted to go, but I had to do homework because the day before I was so sick, like in the fetal position sick. And that was the day I was supposed to do homework. And then I was going to go to the show with you. And then, you know, it was a 24-hour bug and I was done. And I was like, I can't go to the show because I have to do homework.
Yeah.
Because I was like on the toilet throwing up all day.
And I like got there early. Like, I get lost every time I go to Joe's on Weed Street.
Why?
I don't know. It has happened to me every time I've ever been there. And I brought a date with me to this show, and he also was very late. And I was like, you got lost, didn't you? And he was like, how the fuck did you get to this bar?
It's so easy.
I think what happens is that...
It's like on a side street.
Yeah, I think that he and I both went the wrong way down Dayton and just got totally turned around. So I got there, I just took a cab and went super early, and I got 3 front row seats because Ben took your ticket.
Yeah.
And just posted up, and it was fucking awesome. It was super, super fun.
Jelly.
It was so great.
I wanted to go.
And there's that, I've told you about this tag team, Halal Beefcake. They were at the last Zello Pro show that I was at. They have, in like 4 months since the last time I saw them, have just gotten so much better. Like, they were good wrestlers, but they like understand audience control now. They can like drive the audience. There's that woman who heckles everybody at the Zello Pro shows. I warned my date before she got there. I was like, just so you know, it was his first wrestling show. Had never seen wrestling since he was like a kid. And I was like, just so you know, this woman's gonna heckle everyone, and you have to be prepared for it, and you cannot let her get under your skin because it won't stop. And so she starts like fiercely heckling the first act, and he was like, oh, I'm really glad you warned me about this. I like it, but I would have been very confused. Like, yeah, exactly. But Halal Beefcake, they only have shirts for each of them. They don't have like a combined tag team shirt. And I was like, I like both of you, but 2 shirts like you yet. Like, I've only seen you twice.
I don't 2 shirts like you,
Right,
okay?
I went up there and was like looking around, and I was like, man, I would totally buy one of your shirts, or a hat, or a pin, or something, but all they had was 1 shirt for each of them. And I was like, guys, I like you. Expand.
Do you know what shirt I really want? And they don't have it on Pro Wrestling Tees, so it must just be something they sell at shows, but I've been thinking about it, and like the more I get into these 2 wrestlers, the more I want their tag team shirt. I want an Angel Baby shirt. I want an Angel Fire Baby shirt.
You should get an Angel Fire Baby shirt when we go see them in April.
Gotta get that Angel Fire Baby.
That's a shirt you would wear, too.
For everybody that doesn't know what I'm talking about, Fire and Nice, the team of Chelsea Green and Britt Baker, have the shirt. It's black, and it's just 2 emojis. It is the fire emoji and the, like, angel emoji. And before... I didn't know their tag team, and I saw them, and I was like, what the fuck is this shirt? Is this Baby Fire? Like, what the hell? And then they said, like, Team Fire and Nice, and I was like, oh, I get it. I love this shirt.
Yeah.
And if I, like, cut it into a crop top, and I'm, like, walking around with my Fire Baby shirt, people are like, oh, emojis, and I'm like, yep.
Yes, exactly.
Lady wrestling emojis.
Yes, exactly.
Well, the cool thing that you said about the Zillow Pro show is that they crowned their first ever women's champ.
Yes, they did.
They have a women's belt before any other belts, right?
They have like it's a company belt, but it's not specifically like a men's championship belt. It just has like a generic name and wasn't on this show at all, which was awesome. It was really nice that they were like, this is for the women. The women are the main event. The women's match is the main event. The women's belt is what we're focusing on.
It was supposed to be Kylie Rae versus Tessa.
Yes.
But Tessa's flight got canceled.
Yeah, so Tessa and Britt Baker, they were on an airplane in Orlando, and the air conditioning shut off, and they wouldn't let them off the plane. And so they were stuck on the runway for like an hour and a half. They forced everyone to deplane, and then the next available flight that they could put them on was after the show was over. And so they missed it. So they like recorded a video. And
I saw the video.
Yeah, they were like, oh, we're sorry we can't make it. The United has been assholes about this, basically. Shockingly. But it was nice because it kind of felt like when they announced that they weren't going to be there, that they were just going to pull the women's title match, like, which would have made sense. Like, I get it. I totally understand, like, your main event, one person can't show up. But because they're smart and had another women's match on the card, who was supposed to face Britt Baker, Luck. I can't remember her first name. She dabs. She's a millennial. She texts. Cannot remember.
She's the Snapchat queen?
Yes.
Yeah.
The one with the blonde hair.
Uh-huh.
Her last name is Luck.
Snapchat queen.
Yeah, I can't remember her first name.
You got it.
Snapchat Luck. Yeah, that lady. Again,
Fire
dabs
baby.
when she comes out.
Yeah.
But she was supposed to face Britt Baker, and so they just put her in the championship match with Kaylee Ray, and it was really fun. They did a great job. They clearly weren't, like, going into this prepared that they were going to have to wrestle each other, and put on a great match. And Kaylee Ray is great, and I, like, really like her.
She's fun.
And she was at the AEW show the next week, too, so it was nice to be like, oh, you, like, immediately had your status raised.
The AEW show that Sienna was supposed to be in, but can't be in because after the TNA taping, she went to the hospital, and she had blood in all of her lungs.
Yeah. All of her lungs.
All of her lungs were full of all of her blood.
Yeah, I'm glad that she caught that.
She caught it. She's doing better. I now subscribe to her Patreon, so I get her medical updates. She's doing much better. She's back home.
That's good.
But yeah, I was really, really saddened to hear that. I couldn't go to that show anyways, but I was like, no. After I gave AEW a lot of shit on their Instagram, and I was like, why the fuck are all your women's matches in LaSalle? Then like 3 days later, they announced this match, and I was like, I'm sure you had this planned already, but I'm going to go ahead and take full credit for this. Thank you so much.
Danny Daniels did say originally, too, like, oh, all of the women we asked were unavailable for all of our Chicago dates. Like, bullshit. That's bullshit.
I don't care if you can't get your champ at a show, you need to put at least one woman on the show.
Absolutely. It's ridiculous to say that, like, no women were available for this.
The woman on the show can't just be Scarlett coming out and being like, who do I gotta fuck to get a championship match? That does not count. It doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
How was Scarlett in this match?
Unnoticeable. It, like...
She took a tombstone from Jessica.
And it was it was an elimination match, and obviously she was the first one eliminated, so, like...
Ooh, bitch, bye.
Yeah, it worked out pretty fine. They basically had, like, Jessica be incapacitated, and then Kaylee Ray beat the shit out of Scarlett, which was awesome. Because, again, I like Kaylee Ray a lot, and so it was nice to watch her... Or, Smiley Kylie. That's the one that's in Chicago. She was great, and she and Jessica had really good rapport, too, and Jessica was excellent. Their match was only 6 minutes long, but felt a lot longer, which was nice. And also, I don't know if Scarlett can carry a match that's much longer than that.
Stardom. I don't know. I feel like she should be better, but whatever.
I mean, maybe I'm just biased because
Team
I
not
can't
Scarlett.
stand her.
Team not Scarlett.
But, like, I thought that both Zello and AAW did a good job of taking these women's matches, which were impacted by outside forces, and, like, making it work so that they still wound up having, like, 2 good women's matches, which, again... You should have. You should fucking have women's matches. Absolutely
do that.
Yes.
Okay, so the way we're going to do this, we took, like, notes on kind of everything, but we're going to try and, like, bullet point. But this might be kind of a long episode, but we're going to end it with our Rumble predictions. And then our final John Cena smell test.
All right.
It's going to be like a recap show, but you've heard it. You know all the stuff that happened, but we're going to give our personal thoughts and feelings.
Yeah.
And then we'll end it with our little Rumble predictions.
Yeah.
Our low Rumble predicts. Would be our new section, but it's kind of our, like, other section.
Right.
Everything is not in order, basically, because...
Not doing this in order.
That we were gone for a while.
All right.
All In has been making announcements about who's going to be in the tournament, or not the tournament, about who's going to be in the show. I'm excited that one of the big announcements was that Tessa's going to be there. That was great, and they made it, like, a very prominent thing.
Smart. Good.
Which was awesome, and, like, Tessa's fucking great, so I'm really happy about that.
And it's
we still don't know where it is, though, because they're, like, super hardcore trolling us.
Yeah.
Please, God, let it be in Chicago.
It's gonna be Chicago.
It better be.
It's gonna be fucking Chicago.
But what if it's not?
Where else can they sell 10,000 seats immediately? Like, let's get real. They know that this is their market. It's also a centrally located place that is by an international airport. Like, that's, I think, is the other thing.
The busiest airport in, like...
I think that's part of it, too, is that, like, in the things that are being thrown out as possibilities, like, you really got to think what's close to an international airport. Like, that's going to be a huge part of where this location is. And let's get real, they're just trying to get CM Punk to sign on to it. That's the only reason they haven't fucking announced it yet. Like,
they're, like, begging him.
Like, how much do we have to...
But Punk is gonna do another fight or whatever.
Oh, great. I got 2 minutes to watch him lose, to paraphrase Jack Gallagher. Whatever. But it's September 1st, we know that. We do have a
Labor Day weekend.
Yep, So that'll be good.
Which is, like, I need them to announce it because there is a, like, burlesque festival thing that I want to apply to that is on Labor Day, but I'm not going to apply to it if All In is in Chicago. If All In is somewhere else, then, like, I might apply to the thing because it's, like, important to me. But if it's in Chicago, I'm not applying to the thing because I want to go to fucking All In.
Yeah, we're going to that.
I gotta know. You guys, scheduling is important.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to watch Wrestle Kingdom, unfortunately, because, you know, school.
Yeah.
But you watched Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes. It was very good. As always, you can always skip the old man match at the beginning, but basically every other match was good. The 3 to focus on, if you only have time for 3, were the last 3, the Tanahashi and Jay White match.
But are we only focusing on it because it was tragic?
Because it was weird and bad. Yeah, it was, like, one of the worst matches on the card. But also, like, Tanahashi is just returning from a long absence because he was filming. And he did the press the day before without his weave-in. And looked like Annie, and it was fucking weird.
Question. Are all those press conferences and stuff, is that on the app?
On the network?
On the network?
Yes.
Okay. Because I'm always like, where do people see this stuff? But, like, it's the network.
Yeah, all that stuff's on their network. On New Japan
Because they seem very fun.
They are fun. I don't understand what they're saying 100% of the time, basically, and I'm still like, these are amazing. I love this. I also like watching the old clips and being like, these people are crazy. All of them are fucking nuts. So Tanahashi and Switchblade, I don't understand Switchblade. Jay White is so good. Switchblade is such a stupid character. It's not fully formed. He doesn't care about it.
I don't like it.
It's very strange.
Because I like Jay White a lot.
So that is why I would say to watch this match, just so you can get to see, this is the first time you really get to see him wrestle as Switchblade. You also get to see Tanahashi come back. It's just like...
With or without his weave?
his we was in for this match came out, and I was like, someone was like, Annie, get it together. You
get it together.
Gotta do something about this. It was very weird. So definitely watch that just so you can you just need to have an opinion on why is this, why are they doing this with Jay White? I don't fucking understand. And then of course, the second to last match, the co-main event, Alpha versus Omega. Fucking great. It was a fucking great match.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it.
Go.
It was like the thing that Michael and I both said at the end after we finished watching it was that it was like they let Chris Jericho have a WWE match with Attitude Era rules with 2018 wrestling ability. Like, he's so much better than he used to be.
That's so much to process.
But, he's so much better than he was in the Attitude Era, but he's uncensored in the way that he was in the Attitude Era. It's just, fucking swearing up a storm. Get the fuck out of my way. Fuck you. I'll fuck you up. Oh, Jericho, my heart. And they're fucking
Jericho,
bleeding everywhere. Jericho took a fucking crazy ass bump through a table. It was just, it was so nuts. Oh, also, as a side note, the Cody and Ibushi match was good.
I heard that was good.
It was very good. It was much better than I...
I mostly just heard internet takes about how, Kenny Omega and Ibushi are, boyfriends.
Oh, I'll get to it. I'm gonna get to it. So, but that was good, and I also wanted to point out, too, I didn't know when I was watching it, Brandy Rhodes was the first ever black woman to appear in New Japan, which is, first of all, shocking.
Not shocking.
Well, I mean, yes, not shocking, but it's still kind of shocking that an internationally televised program doesn't feature a black woman in the entire time they've ever been as anything. Never as a valet, never as a wrestler, never. That's what I found surprising. So she was the first black woman to appear for New Japan, and took a serious...
First and only, though, right?
First and only so far, yeah. But took a pretty serious bump too, which was impressive.
Brandy's wrestling ability is getting much better with the Women of Honor stuff, and
she's still not great. But
she's not great. But you can tell that she's
for a valet, she's good.
You can tell that she's working really hard.
Yes.
She was with WWE forever, and theoretically never wrestled. I don't know. Maybe she went to the Performance Center. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Or did a JoJo where she started wrestling, then became an announcer. But
I think that is what happened.
Since rededicating herself to wrestling, she's not good, but she has gotten significantly better, and you can tell that she's working very hard.
Right, exactly, yes.
And it also is nice because it seems like Cody is supporting her and being
yes,
fuck
very
yeah,
much
do
so.
it.
Absolutely.
Side note, I know we're in New Japan, but fucking Wags Atlanta is boring as shit.
Oh, yeah. I heard that she was only on, pieces of it.
One episode, and,
yeah, fuck
she was the only interesting thing, and it was basically Brandy would say something, and then the, token white girl who was an uber Christian would be the devil. Oh, the white girl who wears maybe the most makeup I've ever seen anybody wear in my entire life.
Wow.
She's Southern.
You hang out with drag queens.
She is Southern. Don't like her.
Yuck.
Not a fan of Wags Atlanta. I mean, Wags period is not a very progressive show.
Right?
But there are moments.
Wives and girlfriends of sports stars? Isn't that literally what WAG stands for?
It's not great. Because, you can make your arguments about reality TV, whatever, but, with Total Divas, you, at least see them, doing stuff.
Yeah.
They're also, complaining about, oh, man.
I have to poop or whatever.
Oh, my God. But it's still a reality TV show, but they are also, doing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not just, when's this ring gonna get on my finger? And, even with Keeping Up with the Kardashians, they are all business women. And, they, you can make your arguments about, Shallow and Vapid and blah, blah, blah. But, that show is very entertaining. They're a very, good family unit. They take care of each other. And they're business women.
Yeah.
Wags is I'm just here with a ring / looking for a ring.
Yeah, it's very weird.
It's not great.
I don't like it.
I like reality TV, though.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
That match itself, it was the first time I've seen Cody really embrace the things that he learned in WWE and be his own character. Because it was hard for him at first to, really break away from that WWE style. And now
that makes so much sense.
I mean, it totally does. Absolutely. That it would also, that there was this time where he was I'm not going to do any of this WWE stuff. And it was oh, God, no, Cody. Don't do that either.
Cody, it's what you do, though.
Yeah. And so it was really interesting to watch him, he moved more like Stardust. He was standing in that posture, which was really interesting. And like, he looks more like Dustin. It's strange. Like, you can totally see that they're related and are both Dusty's kids now.
Dustin, whose character is now Cedric Alexander's best friend.
Yeah.
That's his entire character now.
I mean, what was he doing before?
Yeah, but
his best friend was R-Truth, and then they betrayed each other.
Yeah, but he at least was cutting promos that were like gold dust and like had character. Now his character is like weird old guy in makeup who eats the air and is like, boop a doop, you're my friend
also
now.
is maybe secretly taking down everyone else in the cruiserweight division.
I don't know, man. It is just like, remember when Goldust used to like crawl on the floor with like a fucking dog collar on? Like, remember that, Goldust? But I mean, like, there are worse roles than like Cedric Alexander is my bestie.
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with that. I mean, his last bestie did not work out well, so I feel like Goldust is a safe and sure bet. Nothing will go wrong with Goldust. Like, he's...
Wait, who's Cedric's bestie?
Rich Swann was his bestie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Rich Swann, who has been cleared.
The charges were dropped. He was not cleared.
Charges were dropped.
Which I don't...
Different. Those are different.
Yeah.
Very different. Well, Stephanie McMahon said if he's charged, we will fire him. Mm-hmm. But charges were dropped. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. And also, like, I don't blame her for wanting to drop charges. She has a life, and, like, that would suck.
Su Yung.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it will be interesting to see what happens from here with them. I hope she's okay and she gets her best life after this. Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't give a fuck about what happens to him at this point.
Who fucking cares? Boo bitch, bye.
Boo bitch, bye. Yeah, exactly.
Except for, like, in a perfect world, nobody is gonna book Enzo. But if Swan gets released, there will be a lot of arguments. Like, well, he wasn't charged, so it's totally fine.
Right, exactly. He's gonna get the Adam Rose treatment.
There were witnesses of him throwing her in the car, but it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
Anyways, back to Wrestle Kingdom.
So yes, the Alpha Omega match was great. They have very good chemistry. I'm super glad that Jericho's going to be around in New Japan for a minute. I think it's going to be great.
But it's not above showing up on Raw to put people on his list.
Also not above, like, jerking people around for a minute, too. Like, saying he was going to be there, then saying he hadn't signed a contract.
Jericho is living his best life and can do whatever he wants.
That's exactly fucking right.
He's Chris motherfucking Jericho. He hasn't lost a step. You know, like, watching Raw 25 where, like, all these old-timers come back and you're like, this is depressing. Please leave my screen.
Yeah.
And Jericho, like, being in that class with a lot of them, I am never depressed when I see Jericho because that motherfucker has not lost a motherfucking step.
Yeah.
And he works so hard and is good and is a good person, from what I know. Hashtag.
More or less.
Yeah. Hashtag, as far as we know. But, like, he deserves it, and he works hard, and, like, truly the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, he's not X-Pac with a dog and a Bjorn in a WWE ring.
At least he was in a Bjorn, and he wasn't just, like, holding it. That's, I guess, a step up from
Puppy
Teddy
Bjorn.
Hart.
My favorite thing, when we went to the AEW show on our hiatus, X-Pac was there, and it was terrible. He was really bad. But he
was better than I was expecting.
He hit his
I
move.
will give him that.
He hit his move, and hilariously, we both just went, Bella Buster! Which is disrespectful as hell, but also funny.
It was also really funny. And to be fair to X-Pac, like, he has gotten woke. Like, he seems like he's in a much better place, and is also, like, he and Kevin Nash are, like, fight for justice, fight for equality.
Yeah,
like,
well,
okay.
I guess we all get old and then realize that we cannot be shitty forever.
Mm-hmm. And I legit think that China dying had a massive impact on him.
Oh, it fucking better of.
Well, that's, I think, exactly what happened. And, like
I
you
helped
say,
to ruin this person's life.
Exactly, right.
Maybe I should not be a shit.
Maybe I should come out the other side of this and be fucking better about it.
Yeah.
So, like, that, I will give him that. Like, I'm not a huge fan of X-Pac, but, like, I will, that
1, 2,
credit
3.
where credit is due. Like, good for you, 1, 2, 3, man.
Not prepared for that. Oh my god. I'm so sorry for blowing out your eardrums because I was leaning into the fucking mic at that point, so I was very close. Oh, 1, 2, 3, man. Sounds like a Ren and Stimpy like superhero.
Yes, it does.
Jesus Christ. The third match to watch during Wrestle Kingdom is
Okada versus Naito. It was great. It was a fucking great match. I knew who won before I watched it, and so I was like prepared for the ending. Do you want to know? It's
Okada,
been
right?
fucking a month. Yeah, it's Okada. I feel like I saw a lot of arguments about this back and forth where a lot of people were like, oh, they should have put it on Naito. It's his time. He's doing so great. But New Japan is also releasing their first video game, and they want to push Okada as the biggest, baddest bitch of all time, basically. Like,
he is a bad bitch.
And now that he's retained after this, he'll have held their belt for longer than anyone ever.
Now need to think of Okada as like a bad bitch, because he like totally is.
Yeah, he's a bad bitch, and he can't be bothered.
He's got his money, and he's got his jackets, and he's a bad bitch.
Can't be bothered about shit.
Excuse me. I'm a bad bitch.
The one thing I will say about him is that he made a strange choice with his ring apparel for Wrestle Kingdom.
I kept seeing everybody talking about his pants.
He normally just wears normal panties and looks totally great. Everything's fine. This is the first time he's ever worn pants, but they weren't just like wrestle tights.
Hardy pants?
They were like straight up Hardy. They were bigger than Hardy pants. And they were bright red and yellow. And so he was coming out, and I saw...
Maybe that's what he's wearing in the video game.
It may be. That may be why he's doing something like this, because they're like, we need this look. But he came out, and I saw it under his coat and had seen people complaining and was like, oh, those are bad pants. And Michael was like, why is everyone complaining about these pants? Who cares? It's not a big... Not looking at the screen. Important. Like, not looking at the screen.
Can we have a separate podcast about Michael and his opinions?
He's an idiot.
Patreon-only podcast about how dumb your husband is.
He's a fucking idiot. But he's like... not looking at the screen, and then as Okada gets in the ring, takes his coat off, he's walking around, I'm like, man, these fucking bell-bottoms are bad. Michael looks up and goes, oh, those pants are bad. I was like, you son of a bitch. You just shamed me for talking about these pants, and it's literally...
it's fine until he does.
Right, and he was like, oh, I get it now. Like, it's the first thing you notice right away is that he has these fucking, like, hippie pants on. They're so bad. But other than that, the match was very good. I'm like... let Okada keep it for a minute. He's fucking young. Naito can't be asked about bullshit.
Also, Naito, his star is not going to plummet because of it.
Right.
He's
and
fine.
He just remade his character like 2 years ago. Like, he's still hot as fuck right now.
Yeah.
Also, all of Los has their own teddy bears now, and I really want one.
I want Los teddy bears.
Yes, they all have one. I was like, I want a Naito one. I want a Bushi one. I want a Sonata one.
Can I put lipstick on the Bushi one, or does it come with lipstick?
I think it has lipstick on it.
I want a teddy bear with lipstick.
Yeah. They're fucking cool. I was like, I want one of these. I was like, Michael, do you want a Daryl? And he was like, yes, buy me a Daryl. And I was shocked. I was like, that was a joke. I did not actually think you'd want that.
We all need a Daryl.
I was like, you can have a Daryl, and I'll buy a Los teddy bear for myself.
Ridiculous.
So I'm very excited about it. But I would recommend watching that. And quickly, to talk on Dash, the only thing that's fucking important from Dash is that Cody tried to attack Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega
was like, that's my boyfriend.
Had so many bisexual feelings and sacrificed himself, and he's gonna break up the club because of this, and it's fucking gonna happen.
But that's okay, because the club has moved to WWE. So. The club is now officially in WWE.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. They're too sweet, and they're doing all the bullshit. Vince McMahon was like, fuck you, Jericho. Fuck your Alpha. Fuck New Japan. Like, pissed. You could tell, like, the day before Wrestle Kingdom was when Braun started going, I'm the alpha monster. Like, oh, I wonder where you got that from. Is it perhaps from the shirt Chris Jericho just released?
Well, that's also, like...
They'd never used that word for him before. But wasn't also...
Didn't Finn also found the Bullet Club?
Yes, he did.
So, like, I get where everyone's coming from, and they're like, Young Bucks forever, and I get that. Trust me, like, Young Bucks forever. Team Young Bucks, I get it. But, like, also... was Finn's first, right?
Yes, but the whole thing is that the rights are being disputed over the Too Sweet, which is
WWE.
Which is WWE.
No, but I'm just saying, so like people are like, the club, yeah. Like, which side of the club do I am? And like Finn, I don't know.
He did found it and created the graphic. Like, yeah. It's his. And also, like, I'm delighted that he and the club are back together. They're fucking happy. They look so happy.
And like, especially with Revival coming back, like, if we're gonna have two bald teams, we need them to be different.
Yeah, exactly. And like, nerds. And it's nice
also,
to see.
Finn is a nerd, which is funny.
It's hilarious. And it's also nice too that it's like, we get it feels like we're about to get heel Finn too, which is
God, I hope
deeply
so.
satisfying.
Curb stomped into
Oh, I'm sorry. Blackout.
Curb stomped into a fucking heel turn. So I have two funny stories about the curb stomp. First of all, like when I'm watching Raw, especially Raw 25, because like, what the fuck? But generally when I'm watching Raw, I'm doing other stuff because like, you know, it's a long ass motherfucking show.
Yeah.
Even though Vince McMahon, it's hard to watch a 3-hour show.
Watching a 3-hour show is glorious. Like, bitch, are you kidding?
But
you can provide 7 hours of wrestling for me every week, and I'm supposed to think 3 hours for a football game is long. Fuck yourself.
So I'm watching, and I like looked at my computer, and I was doing something on my computer, and Nick goes, "Oh," and I was like, he goes, "Oh, did you see that?" And I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And he goes, "No, like, did you see that?" And then I look up, and everyone's like screaming, and I was like, "Oh, rewind it." And so like I watch it, and I just screamed, "Curb stomp!" And he was like, what? And I was like, "It's been bad, oh my God." I freaked out, and like we all freaked out, and it was beautiful. And then I was like, wait, did he hurt Finn? I can't tell.
I know, he did such a good job that I was like, oh
Finn,
God.
you're selling so hard, but is like this the last time for realsies we're gonna see the curb stomp? I'm so confused.
It was so good. Dev and I were watching it together, and it was just me and him in the apartment, and we're watching it, we're like, we call for the curb stomp all the time because it's banned, and we saw Finn get on his knees, and
also,
we were both
Seth
like,
is particularly good at the curb
he's
stomp.
very good at it.
It's not a pretty move when other people do it because you can see him pulling back. And like, fucking Seth is good at it.
Mm-hmm. And like, he gives people ring burn every once in a while, but like, what the fuck move does it?
Triple H fucking jams everybody's face into the ground.
Exactly. So Dev and I are watching it, and we're like, "Oh yeah, set him up for the curb stomp." And then I saw Jason say,
like, "No!"
Well, yeah, Jason Jordan on the outside was like, "Do it, stop!" And I was like, "Oh my God, he's gonna do the curb stomp!" And then he fucking did it, and I lost my shit. Dev
Jason Jordan,
instigator,
greatest heel right now.
I think he might be. I fucking hate him.
The
He's
current
so
top
irritating.
heel in WWE,
He's
baby.
so good at it.
I mean, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Cammy, Yep Movement, definitely the best heels of all time forever. Like, praise at the altar of Cammy. But Jason Jordan,
crushing it. I hated him. I hated him, and then was like, "Oh no, I'm supposed to hate you."
Supposed to hate him, and he's like, he's fucking like, "Oh well, my dad." Like he
leans into that now, and it's. I
know that's how they're writing it, but he's like, he personally, the actor, is doing a really fucking good job of being like, "I don't know why everybody hates me."
I know.
My dad.
Seth's gonna wrestle tonight. Like, bitch, what? Oh, it's so good. And I loved Seth reacting to him, telling him to do the stomp. Like, "Oh, okay, yeah, I am gonna do it." It was just like, oh, it was so good.
Stop.
Oh, it was so satisfying. And Blackout is a good name. Like, it's a better name than Curb Stomp if what you're worried about is, like, children violence.
So I had this funny moment in class. So, like, one of my classes is sports blogging, and we were talking about the use of social media last night, and my teacher was like, when you use, like, we're talking about, like, the live feature, like, when you're watching something and you're like, do you participate live, or you just retweeting, like, "Oh, that was cool," or, like, "How are you doing?" And I was like, when I watch wrestling live, it's really a community building thing. Like, we comment on stuff, we retweet, it's, like, it's very exciting. Like, for instance, like, this week a banned move came back, and we all freaked out about it, and, like, we weren't sending out, like, beautifully crafted tweets. I literally sent out a tweet that was just like, "Curb stomp," and everyone was like, "Curb stomp," and I was like, yeah, it sounds bad. It's not, I mean, it looks bad. Like, that's why it was banned. And then he pulled it up, and like, it's the one of Seth doing it to Finn, and everybody in the class was like, "Oh!" And then my teacher was like, "It's fake, right?" And I was like, "That's what they say." Doesn't look fake though, right? So it was a nice moment of like, because like, I'm usually the one in the class that's like, I don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Who, what? Who's in the sports bowl? Like, I'm not obviously that bad, but like, sometimes I'm just like, whoa, guys, like, I know LeBron, and I know, like, I know the basics. I can talk, but like, also, who are we talking about?
I wonder too how much because you and I have talked before about how he's asked you, like, you need to explain this, your general audience needs to know more about this. I wonder how much he presses people on sports that he understands and watches.
He absolutely doesn't.
So it's interesting to me that he would be like, "Oh, well, you need to explain it." Like, no, maybe you should expect just understand that I'm an expert.
I told Erin this. I'm struggling a little bit because, like, the whole point of this class is, like, finding your audience and, like, whatever. And, like, we obviously are very fortunate to already have, like, at least a little bit of an audience base. And so, like, when I throw out terms like PG era, like, you guys get it. The audience I'm writing for, you know what I'm talking about. But my teacher's like, I don't get that. Take it out. And I'm like, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. Tell me when I'm missing a comma, but, like, I don't need to explain PG era to my audience. Mm-hmm. They get it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Grad school. We just, like, spiraled into a tangent.
I know.
Other news things. Goldberg's going in the Hall of Fame. Whatever. About time. Who cares?
Yeah. Who gives a fuck?
Goldberg. Miz and Maryse are officially getting their own TV show.
Yes. Not on E, surprisingly.
On the USA Network.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that, especially since...
some Todd Chrisley, like, conspiracy theory.
Also, like, it's interesting knowing that WWE's contract with USA is expiring soon, so, like, I wonder how that is going to work, that they now have this, like, satellite
WWE
show.
is, like, looking at other networks.
God,
like,
don't move to Fox. What a
USA
terrible
is owned by
idea.
NBC, so, like, it's an NBC thing, but also, like, God, please don't go to Fox.
Because if they go to Fox, what will happen is that Raw will go to the actual Fox channel and be 2 hours long, and then SmackDown will end up on Fox Sports 1, which means no one will fucking watch it. Like, that is what is going to happen if it's on Fox. They're not going to give them 2 nights of primetime. That's just never going to happen.
Yeah, they don't put them on fucking NBC. They put them on USA.
Right, exactly. So it's like, SmackDown is for sure going to get the shit turd from this.
But fucking Vince is all like, XFL.
Right.
XFL.
Whatever. Just give Triple H the keys to the kingdom and be fucking done with it.
What would your XFL name be?
I saw someone say earlier that it was your kindergarten teacher and one of your pets. And so the one that, it's not exactly that, but the one that I came up with was Dakota Gebhardt.
Mine would not, that's not good. Mine would not be good. It's like, my cat growing up's name was Boy, so I'd be like Cooper Boy.
That's a great name, actually.
Some of the, like, people's names are really great. Henry T. Casey had one that was really good. And he was like, yeah, it took me, like, a long time to think of it, but, like, this is as good as I'm going to come up with. And I was like, you nailed it. It's good. We can move on from here. Oh, my God. Henry, you tweet too much. Can't even find it.
Pot calling the kettle black there. Let's get real.
Henry's was the Charlottesville Fine People. Oh, it's so good.
Oh, my God.
It's so good. It's very funny.
Oh, man. I'm for sure going to watch the XFL if it comes out because I want to see what shit show it's going to be.
I mean, it's going to fall apart, right?
Oh, definitely going to fall apart.
2020. Bobby was really funny and immediately just goes, hindsight joke! Yeah, it's like, yeah, they set that one up.
God.
XFL 2020.
Also, like, it makes me wonder how they're going to change the rules from the last time they did the XFL.
Well, the fans changed the rules. Because Vince McMahon is great at listening to his fans.
So stupid.
He
like, people got, like, career-ending injuries in their coin toss because they would just fucking attack each other. Like,
the human coin toss? Oh, do you mean the human coin toss? Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. What if all of his fans vote that they want every player to kneel during the national anthem, Vince? How do you feel about that, huh? There will be no politics, but everyone will stand for the anthem.
Literally.
Get fuck yourself.
Vince McMahon was watching Fox News, and everyone was freaking out about the anthem, and he was like, I have an idea. I know how to fix this.
You know how I'm going to own the libs? I'm going to spend $100 million, and I'm going to start my own team, and no one is going to kneel.
Hilarious. I just want, please, Demi, if you are good at drawing, please just draw a picture of Vince McMahon saying, you know how I'm going to own the libs? That is so funny to me. You know how I'm going to, but in his, like, scary, like, old man gravel voice, you know how I'm going to own the libs?
Right? I did love that.
He's, like, slowly turning into Richard Nixon,
oh
right?
my God, yes. I don't think it's slowly. I think it's very rapidly happening.
I love that his whole plan, people were like, so what are the rules? I don't know. Where are you going to play? I don't know. Who's going to be in this thing? Where are you going to get the coaches? I don't know. Will there be the national anthem? Yes, and everybody will be fucking standing. Right? Like, this whole thing is predicated on giving football back to the fans, i.e. we're all mad about the national anthem.
We're all racist, right? Like, no.
Remember, my wife is in 45's cabinet.
Right, exactly. There will be no politics connected to this, except my wife is in the administration. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Whatever. He said too, like, it will not impact my role at WWE in any way. Like, bitch, how? How is that even possible? You're at every show.
He doesn't sleep. He's just in, like, one of those weird cryo chambers.
You're right.
Just being like,
He's
okay.
like 2 fucking hours.
Triple H, write it down. Alexa Bliss, face it. I couldn't think of anything, but, insert joke here.
Oh, man. I did like on the 25th anniversary show when Shane and Stephanie gave him that plaque, which was cheap. I was like, you're totally right.
I mean, the GoFundMe did not raise a lot of money. Raw 25 peaked at Stone Cold and was just a shit show after that.
There were things I really enjoyed about it, and I, like, understand the nostalgia thing, but then why have these weird, shitty matches? Like, it's so strange.
I mean, they milked the shit out of it. But, like, that Stone Cold, like, nothing is cooler than a Stone Cold Stunner. I'm sorry.
Also, like, I really, really loved that they basically redid his heel turn, but did it right and had him not actually turn heel, because he said for decades it was a huge mistake for them to do that, and he knew in moment, they both knew in moment, this is never gonna work.
Oh, and he, like, worked for Vince McMahon?
Right,
yeah.
when they, like, shook hands and did the beers, and then they, like, left the ring, Stone Cold was like, I should have called an audible, and we should have made him take a stunner and just abandoned it, because they both knew in that moment, this is never gonna work.
Yeah.
And we're right, he was fine, and he's very funny, and he and Angle did a bunch of great stuff together, but he should have just been Stone Cold. Stone Cold is Stone Cold and should stay Stone Cold. And so it was really nice to, like, realize that that's what they were doing.
I love
like,
that he came out in his dad jeans that he always wore.
Like, he looked great.
I know, he did. He looked really
He
good.
looks better than he did when he was wrestling.
Oh, for sure. I mean, a lot of those dudes do. Like,
well, part of it, too, is that he runs 2 back-to-back reality shows, and so
that are all about, like, physical challenges.
So he is in physical condition to be on TV all year round now because he staggers these shows, which is really smart, and, like, brings a personal gym with him and trains while he's on set. Like,
man, I love him.
There's a reason that you look great. Like, it's real good. I also thought, too,
Shane takes a stunner. Like, Shane is a showboat.
Oh,
and we can talk about Shane being, like, whatever. There's a lot of opinions about Shane, and I agree with most of them, but, like, Shane takes a stunner like nobody.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And you know what? Shane has
just, like,
been
pop up.
Like, there are things I dislike. A McMahon should
Shane's
not.
face was like, no, Dad, don't.
Yeah.
No, Dad, don't.
And, like,
a plaque?
I also feel like I don't like when a McMahon is the center of the show, but to Shane's credit, he has been working his ass off for the last year, like, in a way that he never did before.
For sure.
Like, and it's really nice, and I really like that, like, Stephanie comes in and is like, I'm a bad guy now, I'm a good guy now, I'm a bad guy now, I'm a good guy now.
I'm a bad guy and a good guy in the same moment.
And at least with Shane, it's like, he's there and we know who his character is, and it's consistent, which is really nice. I also wanted to address quickly, too, since we're a feminist wrestling podcast, I saw a bunch of people talking about, because this was happening simultaneously with the Enzo stuff, that there are people who are like, oh, well, you're so glad that Enzo's gone, but also you're really excited to see Stone Cold. One of the things that's really important about the reckoning that is happening with sexual harassment and sexual abuse and domestic violence is that when people own up to their shit, you have to accept it.
When people own up to their shit and actively make changes to be better, and to treat other people better, and to be an advocate in many ways.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. Like,
we've said this before, so, like, broken record, but, like, we have chosen to forgive Stone Cold, but if he had ever did anything like that again, we would drop him in instantly.
Absolutely.
But he has been, you know, he's got what now seems to be a very healthy relationship. He's owned up to what he did, has said that it was really fucked up, has been an advocate for, like, women's rights and, like,
LGBTQ rights.
Yeah, like, he has, what he did is not okay and will never be okay, but he has done what he can to make amends for it.
Right. And has, like, actively worked to repair the relationships with his children, which were impacted by the abuse of his second wife. Like, he has made amends in a lot of ways. And, like, if his ex-wife never wants to forgive him, that's okay. She doesn't ever have to. I completely understand why you would not want to do that. I understand why his children would never want to do that. But I feel like as a public figure, he has done the right things. It's like, did you read Dan Harmon's or listen to Dan Harmon's apology?
No.
Reader's Digest version. He harassed, assaulted, Gray Line area, a member of his staff at one point. And she called him out. She wrote, like, an op-ed about it.
During the Me Too thing? Or, like...
Yeah, I believe so. And was like, I don't want him to be fired. All I want is accountability. I want to feel vindicated that I'm not fucking crazy, that people have been saying I'm crazy forever, and I want an apology. And he did all of that and went on his podcast and was like, I did this. Here's why I did it. Here's why it was fucked up. Here's why I'm apologizing. Here's what I'm doing to make it better. She's right. You should listen to her. And she reposted it and was like, I accept your apology. You did exactly what I wanted. What else can I do here? I don't want to ruin your life. You ruined mine, but you've also vindicated me and now told all of these people that they need to believe me. I'm like, good. That is how you fucking handle that shit.
And also the thing with the Me Too movement and all of this stuff, like, it is all bad, period.
Yes.
Raping someone violently, hitting someone, and flirting inappropriately in a workplace.
Creating an uncomfortable work environment.
All bad.
All bad. All harassment.
Very different.
Yes, absolutely.
And all deserve to be treated very differently.
Absolutely.
It is this moment in history and this moment in wrestling is very important, but we also have to be smart consumers and fans and smart advocates and realize that, like, everyone needs to take accountability, period. Mm-hmm. All of this stuff needs to be acknowledged as bad, but they are not the same crimes.
Right, exactly.
They are all crimes.
Yes, absolutely.
They're not the same, and just like stealing from a store is not going to get you the same punishment as stabbing somebody.
Right, exactly.
Like, we need to be aware of that, and like, they are all bad. I'm not saying in any way that any of this is excusable, period.
Right.
But they are different, and we need to, in this moment when so much is breaking and so much is coming out, have to be able to view them as separate cases in a larger movement.
Right. And I think,
which is hard.
And like, what ultimately needs to happen with the Me Too movement is that we need to have the discussions like with the Aziz Ansari thing where, like, this is everywhere. It exists everywhere. How do we combat this going forward? How do we teach people that you've been taught how to harass women thinking that you're flirting? Yeah. How do you learn that, like, it's just bad sex is also assault sometimes, and you are learning how to coerce someone from childhood? Like, these are all systemic problems, and like
systemic, internalized misogyny.
Exactly. Internalized fucking rom-com culture, all that bullshit. Like, stalking is romantic. It's not. Don't ever do that shit. Rom-coms are wrong.
Unless you're a vampire, then stalking is super romantic.
I mean, a little different. So a little different.
Just kidding, but if you were a vampire, totally come for me.
See, but that's consent. That
is consent. That is true. That is true. If you were a vampire, my neck is open for you.
Right, exactly. See, these are where these lines get drawn. These are why we have these conversations. What is good for you is not good for me. That's why consent is involved. Consent is evolving.
You don't want to be a vampire?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if I want to be alive forever. What kind of vampire?
But
do I glitter? Do I
might be
explode in
hunted
the sun?
and murdered. People think, like, the moment I turn into a vampire, I'm going to live forever. Many vampires are murdered.
Yeah, that's true. I don't want to be murdered either.
I also don't want to be murdered.
I exist that way as a woman every day. I don't need that as a vampire. That sounds ridiculous and like a lot of work, to be honest. Well, I don't know about that.
Okay, well, you are not consenting to be a vampire. Right. I am consenting to be a vampire.
Exactly.
Please come turn me into a vampire.
Exactly. See, this is where the Me Too movement got us.
This is not what we were talking about. So, all right. Sorry if you're offended.
I'm not. Let's move on.
By that. Turn of events. Toad Steves.
This show, I swear to God.
It's the greatest show of all time. You know what I love? If you're not doing this, it is the perfect supplement. my suggestion, watch Total Divas, enjoy it, live in the moment, live in the glory. Then the next day, go online to uprocks.com and read Bill Handstock's recaps, because that man loves Total Divas.
He's
and
the
is
best.
so funny, and his recaps are delightful.
Yes, absolutely.
Actually, Uprocks in general has been killing it
I would agree
house
with
down
that.
lately. Like,
Yep.
Elle is doing great work. Like, I'm really enjoying it.
Yes, I agree.
Here's what I like. Totes Steve's, like, we've been gone for a long time. We're not going to recap all of it. Here are my highlights. Never take advice from Natty.
Ever. Literally ever.
Lana is not a professional farmer.
I grew up on a farm for 2 years, from like 4 to 6. Doesn't count.
Doing a task does not make you a professional. No. I also love at one point she was like, I'm really feeling my 3-year-old farmer self come out.
God. What did you do at 3? Did you even milk a cow at 3? I don't think so.
Though props to her for like doing all that shit in a bikini. Rusev is a goddamn fucking hypocrite.
He's fucking something, I swear to God. It's so weird. Like, I love him, but I'm also like, why would anyone marry this man?
Nia Jax is delightful. I fucking love Nia
Every
Jax.
week she gets better. The first time she was on...
Dating a porn star is not the worst.
No, it's really not.
Probably, like, she probably was like, we're not dating anymore. It's like, LOL, I'm fucking gonna fuck this porn star. He's good at sex.
Absolutely, and probably has a really healthy boundary about ideas for someone who is on the road often.
Yeah.
Like, let's get real. Get yours, nigga.
Miz and Maryse are adorable and the perfect couple, and I love them so much. I can't wait for the TV show. I love them so much. I'm so happy for the pregnancy. Oh my god, oh my god.
So is that what the TV show is going to be? Is the pregnancy basically it's going to be like a Total Bellas thing, and then they'll transition afterwards?
Maybe, I don't know. We'll see.
Because she's been hella pregnant this whole time they've been
She's
filming.
hella pregnant.
It was weird to see her and Maria both like, sup!
Like, they're from, like, the same era, too.
Yeah.
So it was like, pictures of them and Kelly, and, like, Kelly being like, I'm getting a divorce.
Is she really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she is.
Oh, shit.
So no more wags for her. I would not be surprised if she showed up in the Rumble, because she's like, I'm not on TV anymore. I don't have a husband. I'm in great shape.
Oh, she's for sure going to be in the
Put
Rumble.
me in this Rumble.
There are, what, 10, 12 open spots for
12
women?
open spots.
Yeah, so, like, 4 NXT people, and then the rest are all going to be...
Kelly.
Oh, yeah. Kelly, Trish, Lita, Beth
Trish
Phoenix.
and Lita have to be in it.
Yeah. Beth Phoenix for sure. She still works with them all the time.
It would be also really interesting if Beth shows up, because Beth is one of 3 women who are in a men's Rumble.
Yes, absolutely.
It would be amazing if Karma could show up.
I think Karma's going to show up.
Karma better fucking show up. Karma is my dream Rumble entrance.
Here's the thing. Vince McMahon loves money, and Glow is money.
Money. And, like, the thing is, like, they don't have to, like, negotiate with Karma for, like, a contract, because she's going to be like, yo, I'm off becoming a famous actress.
Right.
I'm here for this pop.
Yes.
But you don't need to, like Kelly is probably like, I will come back if you give me X, Y, and Z. But Karma's probably just going to be like, give me some money, give me that pop. I'm going to go unglow with my BFF Mark Maron. See you later.
Right, exactly. And, like, I also feel like I have seen photos of the Glow women who are not wrestlers at independent shows. Like, I think part of it is that they're preparing to be at the Rumble because Karma is going to be in the Rumble. Like, why not? Tell Karma, bring Allison Brie, and bring your fucking castmates. We'll put them in the goddamn front row. They'll have fun, and they're pretty, and we can be excited that they're there.
Her so much.
They're star power, like.
But Rebby.
Rebby's not on a contract.
I know, but, like, Matt's there, so maybe Rebby's like, I'm
Also,
throwing a fit.
Well, also, Rebby probably won't be there. She's going to show up, is going to be at the WrestleMania doing Matt's entrance.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is the one show where Rebby could be like, that bitch can show up if she wants, and I just won't be there for this, and we'll move on with our lives. But so I feel like this is the
Team Rebby and Team Karma.
I know,
my life
right?
is
This
so
podcast has come so far. I swear to God.
I know somebody tweeted, like, I've been missing you guys, so I've been listening to old episodes,
God.
and boy, wrestling opinions age like milk.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, don't go back.
Oh boy. My final thought about Total Divas. A storyline where Naomi's stomach hurts so bad that she has gas and needs to poop was deemed more important by the producers than Carmella as a whole. Carmella got an episode. She got a moment with Lana, an episode about moving, and Cass, and that was just basically about Cass hurting his knee. A whole episode about Naomi's butt problems was more important and more entertaining than Carmella as a whole.
Yeah.
Bye, Carmella.
Well, it's weird because we know, with hindsight, Carmella and Cass are no longer together. Yeah. And so it makes me wonder if they'll be like...
Is that officially come out, or is it
She announced it on Instagram when this last episode came out, because she was like...
Yeah, this is like she deleted everything. And...
Yeah, she unfriended him on social media. He doesn't use social media, so I feel like that's a little drastic, but also like...
That's a little drastic.
But I get it. I totally understand why you would want to do that. And she was
whatever,
like...
ship Biggie and Carmella forever.
Yeah, and she was like, this is difficult to watch, and like, because Cass and I are no longer together, but we're still friends, and I still care about him, so it's hard to watch this. Like, yeah, I bet it's very difficult to watch. We bought a house together, and we're moving in, and now I'm not with this person anymore. 6 months fucking later. Like, yeah, I bet that's really hard.
I didn't hear that.
So I bet, too, that they're more likely to sign her because she'll be single and fun and, like...
That's a good point.
And doing, like, drunk Brie mode shit because she'll be single. And, it, like, she's not tied to Cass, and she'll no longer be tied to Enzo because bye, bitch. And, like, she can be her own character in a way that she's never really been allowed to be before. So I think that there's a possibility that they'll keep her around for an extra season and maybe lose, like, Alexa.
Yeah, but if they lose Alexa, they risk... losing Nia.
Oh, I think Nia will continue to be part of it. Every single week, her shit gets better. She, like, every single week she's better.
Yeah, but Nia and Alexa are, like, best friends.
But they could turn Alexa into an Emma-type character, where she's, like, around, but isn't actually having to be followed, and isn't having to, like, make up these storylines and talk about her marriage that may be happening or not happening, like...
Oh, it's weird. So Carmella said, this week's episode of Total Divas is bittersweet for me. Moving, injuries, tears, and more. There's no rule book for this type of lifestyle, so I'm just trying to learn as I go. Cass will always hold a special place in my heart. Mm-hmm. And the whole episode was like, as long as I'm with you, I'm happy.
Yeah.
That's
and he did seem to, like, care about her. It just, like, I have heard that the rumors are that her family was like, he's never gonna marry you. And he was like, yeah, I'm never gonna marry you. So they broke up. Like,
so weird.
I get it. They're both young. They're both super young. And they've both been dating since they got to the Performance Center, like 5 fucking years ago. So I get it. If you got 5 years...
Yeah, I mean, after 5 years, if you're not, like, in it to win it, then you gotta get out.
Right, exactly. I think that that's a totally fair thing for him to realize after 5 years, like, yeah, you're right, I don't want to marry you, and we should move on. Like, that's
probably
good.
just because he's Jelly Belly of her career.
Well, it's the best of all three of them.
Jelly Belly.
Toad Steves.
Did you watch the first 2 episodes of the Mixed Match Challenge?
I watched the first one, and then I read the recap of the second one. I was very busy at work and did not have time to watch it. I watched all of the gifts of the L, though.
The teams are fun.
Yeah.
I really like the teams. All the backstage...
I'm surprised how much I like it.
All the backstage segment stuff is fun, and with the Mixed Match Challenge and them signing people like Candice LeRae and them, like, it, and putting us on Facebook to, like, test it a little bit, it really seems like they are dipping their toes in some intergender shit.
Yeah, I completely agree. And it also feels, too, one of the things I really like about this that I was not anticipating, WWE is extremely bad at putting men and women together and not having some kind of sexual undertone.
Oh, for sure.
It's awful. They do it with fucking every interaction between men and women.
I just fucking did it. I just shipped Biggie and Carmella.
Right, exactly. It's
so... Ship of the century.
Oh my god.
Biggie and Carmella.
Amazing. They're going to be the fan favorite for sure that moves into that last spot.
There is no universe that they are not the fan favorite.
For sure. They have matching gear.
Sorry, Ben. It's not going to be Natty and Shinsuke.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Shinsuke, maybe, but not Natty. They were cute, but
not... Nakamia is pretty fun.
Nakamia is pretty fucking good. But, I like that they have used this as a way to be like, men and women can be friends. They can just be friends. They can be partners. They can exist together.
Sasha
it's
Banks
cool.
and Finn Balor are a really good example of that. They're a really good example of that.
There's no mixed messages there.
Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman also, like,
no mixed messages.
I don't feel mixed message with that at all, because you just feel like her being like, hey, go do my thing. Yeah. And he's like, yes, ma'am.
Yes.
And And Becky and Sammy, it's like, no, we've been friends for a long time. You're bad and I'm good, but like maybe you could be bad. No, but maybe you could be good. Like that seems like best friends.
Yeah.
Like,
and they're good personalities
like,
to be with each other.
Jay and Naomi and Rusev and Lana are like together, but like also like there's no sexual chemistry with Bobby Roode and Charlotte Flair. It's like, look at our robes.
Yeah, we're fabulous.
Yeah. And then like with Nia and Apollo, it's all about Nia being like, you are a good wrestler. These people need to leave.
Yeah.
And then I haven't even really seen a lot from Elias and Bailey and Goldust and Alicia Fox.
Yeah, I haven't either.
You know, the internet is hard for old people like Goldust.
Yeah, and we also have 12 weeks, so we'd like to have a second. Yeah. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it. I've been shocked how much I've enjoyed it.
The only couple that I'm shipping that's not married is Biggie and Carmella.
Yeah.
Everybody else I'm like,
let's get real. We ship Biggie with literally anyone.
Biggie is our number one shipper.
Anyone. Put that bitch with anybody. Because Natty's sister? Cool. Got it. Carmella? Got it. I'm ready.
Biggie is a dynamic and hip thrusty big piece of fucking like joy. Like I want everyone to experience Biggie because he seems like magical.
Did you see that gif of him? It's from
on the ring, like in Raw, where he's like,
no. It was from a couple years ago where he goes to do the Big E splash. It's by the account's name is James, spelled Jaimes Vanderbeek, and it says, "I must go. My people need me." And he runs and he crosses over the person who's on the bottom of the ring, bounces across the ropes, goes to leap for the Big E splash, but the GIF just sends him straight up into the air. It is so funny. I watched it like 100 times in a row.
That's
like,
really funny.
I ship Big E in the air now. This is amazing.
I ship Big E with everyone. Who do you think is gonna win the Mixed Match Challenge overall? I have 2 picks, and it's hard to pick.
I don't know. I looked at the brackets and was trying to figure out who was gonna match up with who.
So it's right now. It is for sure Sasha and Finn versus Miz and Asuka.
Right.
Next week is Sami Zayn, Becky Lynch versus Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. I think Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman win.
Yeah.
The week after that is Goldust versus and Fox versus Uso and Naomi. I have a feeling Naomi and Jay will win.
See, I was thinking that maybe Goldust and Foxy would win so that they can be eliminated in the next round.
That's fair. I don't know with that one. And then it's Elias and Bailey versus Rusev and Lana.
I think Elias and Bailey will win that
one.
Yeah,
and then Cruz and Nia versus Roode and Flair. Roode and Flair are going to win.
Yeah, for sure. At the expense of Apollo, probably.
I think it's really a tie between Finn and Sasha and Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. It's hard because with Miz and Asuka, they seem poised to win at any moment, but
they're really setting up this language barrier thing, and like with Miz's promo after the thing where he was like, I've taught Asuka everything she knows, like, and her just like nodding, like, I feel like there's going to be a storyline where somebody translates something for Asuka and she's like, oh, I hate you now.
Yeah.
Now I abandon you and kick your ass.
Yeah, and I feel like Finn can get a win over the Miz in a way that, like, Sasha cannot pin Asuka. That's clearly never gonna happen.
But if Asuka just, like, leaves or is like, fuck you, like, I'm done with you, like,
yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I didn't even think that might... Because they gotta do something like that
and their storyline totally sets up, like, other intergender stuff, too. Like, if Asuka, like, turns on Miz out of the ring, like, you know, like...
Watching Shinsuke, like, look confused about what to do with Sasha in his arms, like, where the fuck do I put this bitch who just fell into my arms? Like, what do? I don't understand. It was so adorable. Yeah. I loved it. And it was nice to...
My gut says Sasha Banks and Finn Balor.
That's what my first instinct was as well. I think that they might fucking win it. Also, like, they're both high caliber superstars who are not doing dick.
Yeah.
Not doing dick right now. I mean, Finn, different. Finn is a little different because he's with the club. But he's building this new character and is, like, really starting to get into this groove. And I think Sasha is the right partner for that.
Yeah.
12 weeks of them together, they can do that. And they can really effectively build that team.
Yeah.
And also, that promo of...
Alexa and Braun Strowman have been putting backstage segments together that are really entertaining. And this is driven by that type of stuff. So yeah. I think it's Sasha or Alexa.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I can't see anyone else winning this.
Yeah, I don't really think so either.
I truly
no one else
cannot.
Needs it? Yeah. Really? Like,
I mean, Bailey needs all the help she can get, but...
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Bailey doesn't really fucking
But Bailey's not winning,
Bailey's
so
never
let's
gonna
move
win.
on.
Ugh,
I'm enjoying it in a way that I did not anticipate, though.
Yeah, I really thought I was going to hate it. I do think it's a little, like, the face... It's hard... I have to watch it on my Xbox, and so it's hard to, like, transition to the Facebook page
Why
using
can't you
that.
watch it on your phone on Facebook?
Why the fuck would I watch it on my phone when I have a big-ass TV to watch it on? Obviously, I'm going to watch it on a TV.
I'm so over you.
My husband has rubbed off on me, okay? Like, I need to watch this on the biggest screen possible with the most high definition.
I'm over it. Quick TNA highlights before we move on.
Okay.
Laurel Van Ness, Chelsea Green, gone.
Gone.
James Storm, gone.
Gone.
Bobby Lashley,
Gone.
EC3,
Gone.
And seen at the Performance Center.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Let him and Rockstar Spud team up. If Spud isn't going to be the GM...
Oh my god, if Rockstar Spud is not the GM of 205 Live, it better be fucking Summer Rae or fucking Nia Jax or somebody that is a girl.
I hadn't even thought of that. That's not even what I was thinking.
It better be, or the only... I will accept a woman, I will accept Rockstar Spud, and I will accept TJ.
I will also accept Drew Gulak.
I will... Though I would be sad because I like him in the ring.
But
I will accept Drew Gulak with a one single tier.
also, Drew Gulak does more talking than he does wrestling and is better at talking than TJP is.
But not TJP. I meant TJ like
TJ
Natty's husband.
Tyson Kidd.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think he would be an excellent manager.
He would be a good manager, and I want to see more of him.
And he's been doing a lot of stuff like backstage with them. Like,
oh, good.
I think he would be a good manager.
That's good.
But it should be Rockstar Spud, hands down, period. Like, we know he's backstage. He is an okay wrestler, but he's way better as a character. And holy shit, he would be an amazing GM. And what a better way to introduce him to, like, the WWE universe.
You know what the better way is? Introduce him with EC3 and make him his fucking manager again. Why wouldn't they do that? There are so few men with men managers. Just do it. Also, that way Rockstar Spud can take bumps and do shit because he's a wrestler as well as a manager.
I really don't think they're just going to let EC3 on the main roster.
Oh, I do.
You do? You
Yes.
think he's going to show up in the Rumble?
I do. Absolutely. I really do.
Babies.
He is famous enough and
the
good
man of my dreams and my wrestle boyfriend, both in a place that I can see them every week, even though the man of my dreams is obviously rehabbing.
Like, EC3 could go immediately into the title picture
for sure.
on SmackDown.
But, like, would they let him?
I think that they might. I was going to say, he's famous enough and has enough name
As EC3
range.
or as Derek Bateman?
As EC3, for sure. And I also...
Really?
Because Dixie is no longer part of TNA, and I think that they're willing to embrace Ethan Carter III.
And we don't really call him Ethan Carter III.
Everyone just calls him EC3, exactly. So I feel like they're willing to embrace that, and, like, he has name recognition that people know, and he's wrestled on TV for a long time. Yeah. He doesn't need to be in the Performance Center.
No.
Because really what that is, like, Ricochet needs to be there because he needs to learn the WWE television style.
On, like, Lucha, which is, like, a heavily edited show.
Right, exactly. So he needs that. He needs to learn how to do that for a WWE television. Fucking EC3 has already done it. He has already worked WWE style, already knows how their television works, and has additionally done a shitload of TV. Like, he doesn't need it.
So good at it.
And he's so good at it. Like, they don't need to send him to fucking performance class. Like, he can already cut a fucking killer promo. And
he's
if they
one
put
of the
Spud
best
with
promos,
him,
period.
Exactly.
Especially if he's a bad guy.
And fucking put Spud with him and let him run his mouth and then have EC3 be like, oh, bitch, you thought I couldn't talk either? Let me show you how it's fucking done.
But also, I just want Spud to be the manager.
Yeah, like, I
just want him to be
I want him to be a manager either of EC3 or of the Cruiserweights. Either one I would accept.
He's so good. I love Rockstar
all the
Spud.
Suits! I want all the suits
I
back!
want all the suits. Other TNA news. My ex-boyfriend, Austin Aries, is back and is the champ, the both champs.
He's
got
champ
both
of,
the belts.
like, a fucking billion companies right now, too.
You know what? Fucking good for Austin Aries.
Good for him. He had to let his whole life go, basically, so.
And the reason that I always really loved him is, like, I liked cocky, whatever, but, like, I genuinely and truly love watching him wrestle.
Yes, he's a great wrestler.
I truly love watching Austin Aries wrestle, and, like, I'm happy. Like, I'm frankly happy that he's back at Impact because I want to see him wrestle. And part of the reason he left Impact is because he got the championship and then they re-signed Jeff Hardy and they immediately gave Jeff Hardy the belt and they, like, really dicked over Austin Aries. Yeah. And, like, if this is his, like, you know, sorry we fucked you over, Oscar, fine.
Good, yeah.
Like, fine.
I'll accept it.
I accept it, and if, like, him having the regular championship and the grand championship is a way for them to get the fuck rid of the grand championship, I'm also fine with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that as well.
They also reinstated their four-sided ring.
Yes, I heard that. That's good.
I don't know, I like those excited rings.
I mean, it makes them look different, but it also makes it hard for them to bring in talent. Like, you have to learn how to use that ring.
Yeah.
Because you can't stand on the turnbuckles in the same way, and, like, you can't run the ropes in the same way either. So it makes sense that they want to try to pool more talent from other places to be like, here's a standardized ring.
So, like, not a ton has happened, because, like, all these rumors and stuff broke, so, like, we're kind of just waiting right now for, like, the new tapings to air. It's a lot of them like, oh, throwback match of the week, and it's the full fucking match. Like, it is not a great show right now. They did have a barbed wire match versus Ohio versus Everything and LAX, but it was aired on Twitch because it was deemed too violent for TV. I didn't watch it because I hate 90% of the people in those, like... I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch a homicide match ever. Period.
Literally.
I heard it was fine.
Yeah.
It's cool that they did that. Also, Ethan Page has been on TNA as Abyss's cousin, but not Abyss, the, like, side character or whatever.
The fuck
They've been doing this, like, little, you know, lawyer thing, and he's being, like, this huge uber nerd, and he's doing a really good job. He's being very funny. I think, so Abyss's name is Joseph Park, and then he's like, you know, Park, and Ethan Page is doing really good. He's got these really ridiculous glasses, and
I like
his
him.
character work is really good. It's very silly, but I like him a lot.
Yeah, I like him a lot as well.
So I'm into that. The Knockouts division is in, like, a weird hold because, like, we know Laurel drops the title, but she hasn't yet. Like, even on Genesis, she doesn't... drop it on Genesis. I watched part of it. Allie loses, so Laurel still has it, and Rosemary delivers, like, the week before that, Rosemary delivered, like, a great promo after she beat Casey Spinelli, and then this other knockout came in, but we also know that knockout was released because she didn't show up to taping, so, like, they're in, like, I feel like TNA Impact is always in a transition, but, like, I feel like this next round of tapings and the directions that they're going in is, like, really positive. I think we just need to get over this weird hump.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Evergreen, honestly, about TNA.
But I do love TNA.
I know.
Impact. We have to learn how to say Impact. They're not TNA anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
I think...
Fuck that owl.
Fuck that owl. I think it's time that we talk about 205 Live.
Okay.
Here are some non-Enzo related things.
Okay.
Drew Gulak has a delightful hat.
He's a treasure.
Drew Gulak is a treasure. TJP as the newest incarnation of Shitty Little Boy at Christmas is great.
He's a great heel. He really is.
But not just a heel. He's a great Shitty Little Boy at Christmas.
Well, that's his heel that he plays, and he's very good at it.
He's really good at it.
Yes, I agree.
Lucha Gang, fire. Kalisto has always been great, and even his solo stuff, even when, like, the grand WWE universe didn't, like, get it or get behind him, like, he has always done great work. And putting Lindsay, welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, nice to see you, fucking finally.
And Grand Metalik, who personally I've never connected to, in this, like...
I really like him, but it's because they never use him that I feel like I've no
Well, they've been using him for a while, for the past, like, 3 or 4 weeks, and I just don't give a shit about him. But Lucha Gang, really into it. Really into it. That Cedric versus Mustafa match was great. Especially after all of the drama, it was a great way to remind the audience, like, this is why this show exists. Like, this type of wrestling is different, and these people are very good at it.
Yeah, this show shouldn't be 8-hour long promos about bullshit. It should be wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also am really into the Gallagher Itami feud.
Me
Especially,
too.
I mean, it's only heightened by the fact that Itami smashed Brian Kendrick's whole face in half.
I thought that, like, apology was weird.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, I'm saying, in like, kayfabe, in the storyline, like, that really works for it.
Yeah.
I mean...
It was just weird to have I feel like Hideo should have been like, yeah, didn't respect me, got his nose fucked up. It was just weird to have him be like, it's sometimes these things happen, and it was not my intention to break his face. Like, nah, bitch, own it. Tell me you fucked his face up.
But
so,
I love all of the work that Jack Gallagher is doing.
Yes, and I love Hideo. It just seemed like a very weird misstep on
I downloaded his theme, and Jack Gallagher is now going to be my new ringtone.
Yay!
Mostly because I love the Miz is bae, but his ringtone is very loud. So, like, I'll be sitting there, and then all of a sudden my phone will ring, and I'll go, I came to play! Like, really loud, and I'm like, always embarrassed. I'm always embarrassed. So if I have just, like, a ominous, like, British sound, that'll be better.
I feel like ominous British sound is, like, perfect for you, too.
I came to play! So aggressive. So aggressive. Enzo Amore is human garbage and deserves every fucking thing he gets.
Yep. Uh-huh.
And for all of those fucking people who are like, oh, innocent until proven guilty, blah, 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 blah.
Nah.
A, nah, in this case. B, I mean, I see where WWE is coming from, where they're like, we obviously have, like, or we say we have no tolerance for this type of behavior, but, like, this is the final fucking straw in a string of bullshit from this motherfucker. He knew he was being investigated since October. Didn't
say a single word to them about it.
Didn't say a motherfucking thing. And then on our 25th anniversary of our longest running show, all this shit comes out. We have to deal with this. And we have to rewrite part of the show when we're already rewriting part of the show because Jimmy Fallon fucked up. Like, fuck you, you fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
what happened with Jimmy Fallon?
Even if he is exonerated for, or like he's like all of these, like, whatever, even if that does happen, which I hope it doesn't, because I don't think it will. I really do believe,
honestly, the fact that they have anything to process DNA wise is bad. That's fucking bad.
But I'm just saying, in a world, like, if these charges are dropped, if, like, he is found innocent, like, he still 100% deserves to be fired.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. And that poor fucking girl, too. That poor woman. Like, that is... it. I read her survivor statement, and, like, it is
I read it, too.
Fucking bad.
If even a fourth of it is true,
absolutely,
he deserves to rot in jail.
Absolutely,
because that is,
like, that fucking
brutal.
line. That line about the Instagram followers, like, yeah, he
fucking
said that. He definitely said that.
He absolutely 100% said that.
It's just disgusting. Like, I feel so. She also spent like 60 days in a mental hospital. Like, that fucked her up. Even if a fourth of it is how it happened, or fucking whatever, or like it's, again, back to the Aziza thing. The way that Grace experienced that moment, it is immaterial how anyone else feels about it, because she was personally traumatized, which I think is a really important part of that conversation that is directly applicable to this. Like, whether or not this happened exactly how she said and how she experienced this to a degree that she had to be institutionalized for 60 days.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. And that means he traumatized her. That's horrible.
Yeah.
It's, even if she's just fucked up on drugs and he's threatening to do this shit to her, that's enough. That's fucking enough. That's enough to be fired. That's enough for your life to be over. Fuck that guy. I hope that he get...
Absolutely.
In general, abolish prisons. But you know what? Fuck this dude sending
Build a prison for him.
Just him.
Build a prison for rapists.
Build a prison for rapists and put them all in there fucking together. You know what? Send Larry Nassar and fucking Enzo to the same goddamn prison together. I think that's a great idea, actually, and let them destroy each other. Fuck those guys.
For sure.
Man. Woo!
Let it go.
Woo!
We're going to do some quick takes on NXT because our NXT takeover predictions are on Cage Side Seats.
Yes, you should check them out.
Quick takes. The end of the year awards, whatever, they're fine. But Peyton and Billy campaigning and bothering Johnny Gargano, delightful.
Delightful.
Peyton and Billy are the best. They're like, best. Billy's absolute inability to wink is the best. The best. Johnny Gargano on a fucking rampage, but like a babyface rampage, love it. I fucking love it. That match with Velveteen Dream was excellent. It pushed both their characters right in the direction that they needed to go. I really loved it.
Yep.
I have fallen head over heels in love with TM61.
I love them. I was so sad when they got hurt.
I was so
glad
sad
they're
when
back.
they got hurt because I was just starting to get into it. And I was like, oh, these guys, I get it. They're great wrestlers, whatever. They have this cruiserweight style. I'm really into them. I didn't connect to them on a character basis. I was just like, really like their wrestling. These video packages, you know what? Frankly, it's a shame that WWE is not nominated for more like Golden Globes and TV awards because these video packages and shit are
so good.
Incredible. WWE sometimes like their promos and in-ring work and creative, blah, 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 whatever. The people who do their graphics and specifically their video packages are fucking wizards.
Yeah, I completely agree.
They're goddamn wizards. And I am head over heels in love with the personalities and the spirit of TM61. And I am so fucking excited to have them back.
Yes, I agree.
And this is from somebody who is terrified of kangaroos and thinks Australian accents are dumb.
Kangaroos are scary as fuck.
I know it is.
They're not cute.
I know it's a xenophobic thing to say that Australian accents are dumb, but they're like are kind of dumb.
Terrible.
I mean, I'm from Lansing, Michigan. My accent,
nasally Midwestern accent.
Also not great.
No, it's not. Although, to be fair, the Midwestern accent is what they teach broadcasters to use at a national level. But we also have a Lansing accent.
Yeah, so.
Just basically Minnesota.
I'm just saying. I'm garbage. You're garbage.
Yep.
Kangaroos are scary. TM61 is delightful.
Yes, absolutely. 1000% all around.
The build up to Adam Cole and Aleister Black has been really good.
Yes, I completely agree.
I liked how that they like sidelined Sanity for a little bit to push AOP a little bit more because they were losing a lot of steam. I thought that was really smart. Mm-hmm. Don't ever let Lacey Evans speak again.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Here's the thing with that promo. I don't think it was meant to come off the way it was.
But it did.
I think it was supposed to come off like, I'm a bad guy that thinks I'm better than everyone else. But it sure came off as, I'm a white lady who thinks I'm better than everybody else. Especially, and I get what she was saying when she said, Ember Moon, I don't even get what you are, because Ember Moon, like, she was like a werewolf, and then she had contacts, and she didn't have contacts.
She had fangs, she didn't have fangs.
She doesn't have fangs, her gear doesn't make any sense, like, sometimes it has fur, sometimes it doesn't match.
Sometimes she's Athena, which was her indie character, it's very confusing.
Sometimes her hair matches her gear, but it doesn't. So, like, I get what Lacey was saying. But it sure just sounded like, I don't like black people and I don't like crazy people.
Yeah.
After I beat up, like, Aaliyah. Like, that's not great. We should have thought that through.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to watch her get destroyed by Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross, who had that bomb moment where Sanity was taken out, Undisputed Era's in the ring, and Nikki Cross is just like, let me have it!
Adam Cole, too, like, reach, come on, stretch, come on, reach for it. Like, ooh, let her beat the piss out of him.
If Nikki Cross is not in the Rumble, it will be a missed opportunity.
Dude, bring all of Sanity up with her. Don't even put them in the men's Rumble. Just bring her up and be like, guess what, Sanity's here now. I think that's a better way to do it. Yeah. Like, Eric Young missed the last set of tapings before this one because his mom died, which is part of why they sidelined Sanity, which I agree, I think was ultimately good for them.
Totally.
But they don't need them there.
No,
like,
they don't. Especially with TM61 coming back.
Exactly.
Like,
move them up. Move them all the fuck
Especially with
up.
the signing of War Machine.
Move Authors of Pain and Sanity up to Raw. They desperately need people in that tag division so badly. Sheamus has to retire at WrestleMania. Like, that team is done.
Dare you?
He has spinal stenosis. I don't want to see him wrestle.
I know. Ugh. Speaking of other signings, Ricochet has been officially signed.
Candice LeRae is officially signed.
That ninja girl, Casey, I'm going to call her Casey Katz because I don't know how to say her last name.
Sure, yeah.
American Ninja Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
But the important thing is that Candice has been signed.
I'm so happy for her.
Also, I mean, this Shayna versus Ember feud it's been built brilliantly because Shayna and Ember have had barely any time together. Mm-hmm. They had that interview and a couple in-ring like spots where Ember came in to save somebody. But it's mostly been built through other women in the division, which is great because we got to see Dakota Kai.
Yes.
We got to see Aaliyah.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see the women in the Performance Center.
Right.
All while pushing Shayna. And, like, the fact that, like, probably Billy and Peyton are going to leave soon. And, like, Asuka left. And, like, Kyrie maybe is injured. Like, showcasing all... And, like, Ruby Riott and all of them just, like, showcasing all these other women while building a feud, while not blowing your load on the match. Brilliant.
Yeah, I completely agree. I love the way that they've redirected Shayna's character. I think it's very smart.
For
and,
sure.
Let her stand on her own. She should. She is good enough now that she can do that, and she should be allowed to.
Absolutely.
How do you want Billie and Peyton to come out at the Women's Rumble? Should they premiere together, or should they premiere one right after the other? I think they're too good to have one spot. I think they each need a spot.
I think they come out together. I think, like, Peyton's music hits.
Yes.
Billie comes out with her, they do the finger thing, and then Peyton goes in. And then immediately after, Billie's music hits, and then she's like, surprise, I'm back! And then they're iconic duoing all over the place.
Yeah, I feel like that's exactly what I was thinking. That Peyton comes out, doesn't even
with Billie, though.
Doesn't necessarily even get in the ring in those 90 seconds. Gets down basically to the ring apron and is like, I don't need to get in yet. I got my own shit coming. And then boom, Billie's music hits and is like, hi, here I am. I'm doing the finger thing that no one can say. Hi, here I am. And then they get in together. I feel like that, Stella is badly winking. It's great. So I hope that that's how they do it. I really, really want them to, like, one right after the other with both of them. And it does feel inevitable that they are coming up for this. Like, if they don't come up for this Rumble, they'll be up the next couple days.
Or what if, like, one of their music hits and then they both go to enter and then the ref is, like, delaying them on the outside, like, don't get in, no, it's only for one of you. But then the other one's music hits and they're like, fuck you, ref, bye, that's both of us.
That's a good idea. I like that one as well. That's a good one, too. So I hope that they play with this in a way. And like we said, they've got 12 open spots. There's a lot that they can do.
Yeah.
Which is excellent. I'm so happy.
For sure.
The road to WrestleMania has officially begun!
You just do Bailey Buddy arms?
That's what I'm going to call them from now on. They're no longer Muppet arms. They're Bailey Buddy arms.
Yeah.
So we're going to call the Rumble, but we're going to fold in the happenings of Raw and SmackDown.
I mean, we basically already talked about the entire Raw show.
Yeah, whatever. Look, there was a lot to cover. We've been going for a while.
Oh, also, I feel like, I was going to say this earlier when we were talking about Raw 25, I feel like part of the reason that they had all of those women come out and do the waving segment is so that we could become reacquainted with their music. So that when they hit their music, people will be like, oh, I remember this because I saw it on Monday. Like Kelly Kelly.
I don't think they're all going to be in it, though.
Well, like Kelly Kelly, Trish, like those were clearly like,
the Bellas.
Hey, everybody.
The Bellas.
Yeah, the Bellas. Come on. Let's get real.
Remote. It's my national anthem.
Nothing but respect for my presidents.
Gonna buy that wine. It's a rosé. How are you gonna fuck up a rosé? And it's only $23 this time.
Yeah, maybe they finally got, much like Birdie Bee, which has also reduced the cost of their extremely expensive tank tops.
Yeah, but they're made in America, and shit that's made in America is expensive.
Yeah, and they try to do, like, cruelty-free shit. I totally understand. But
I get it. But also, and their new line of undies is hella fucking cute.
Right, and I think that that's part of it, is they're like,
also,
now we have more stock, and we can charge less.
In panties, less than a year after she's had a baby.
Amazing.
Is awesome. And yeah, of course she's Brie, so she's like slimmed up and like whatever, but like you can still tell that she had a baby, and I'm really into that.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, congratulations on your new boobs, Brie. The Usos versus Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. I don't know when the Usos became a face team and the Shelton Benjamin and, I'm sorry, the team of Shelton and Benjamin became...
God, they need a name. They really need a name.
I think Chad just gives up his name. He had a baby this week.
I know.
And that baby's name is Meadow Ann.
I know.
And it just sounds like Pepper Ann. Meadow Ann, she's too cool for 7th grade. Meadow Ann, she's like 1 in a million. That's the first thing I thought. It sounds like Pepper Ann. Also, Pepper Ann was a really good show.
Yes, it was. It was a great show.
People are always like, oh, Arthur, oh, Rocco's Modern Life, but like, oh, Pepper Ann.
Yeah, totally agree.
Side note, Rocco's Modern Life does not hold up. Arthur holds up.
Rocco's Modern Life holds up if you're a stoner. That's how.
Okay, but I watch cartoons not stoned. I watch cartoons made for stoners, not stoned, and for the most part, I very much enjoyed them. Yeah, I love Ren and Stimpy still holds up.
Ooh, I've never liked Ren and Stimpy.
Well, as somebody who has a burlesque number about Ren and Stimpy, I went back as an adult and rewatched a lot of it, and the only thing that I didn't like is the anthropomorphizing of the fart. Because, like, I was just like, ugh, this is a toot.
There's one scene from Ren and Stimpy that has been burned into my subconscious that I think is
which
why
one?
I don't like it. There's an episode, I don't remember anything else around this except for, which one is the little one? Is that Ren or?
Ren.
Okay, so Ren is thrown
Ren
out
is
of
the dog, the Chihuahua.
is thrown
Stimpy is a cat.
out of a burning building of some kind and lands on the ground, and a woman tries to resuscitate him with CPR, and you get the shot of what he sees her face like.
Oh, with all the like hair.
Yeah,
and
and
the
she's like
moles
grotesque.
Yeah, but that's
and
a very like standard.
it's very Ren and Stimpy. It was a thing that I saw at the wrong time as a child, and it deeply horrified me. And I think also like really informed my like body image issues. Like,
Are you blaming Ren and Stimpy for
no, Barbie is the reason I have a fucking eating disorder for sure. Is a huge part of that. But like that scene of like, this is what women look like when they're on top of you. Like burned into my brain. Burned into my brain as a kid. And I cannot get past it. And so like I just don't like Ren and Stimpy because
I love Ren and Stimpy.
Like that one particular thing that like as a 9-year-old I was like, oh, this is how women are disgusting because of this. Like that was my mix for them. So like for me it's a little different.
I think Meadow Ann wins.
I think so too. They had that false win and everyone was very excited
Meadow
about
Ann.
it. And also one of the Usos just got a DUI, which is not...
But he didn't beat his wife, so like...
We have this DM where we keep going back and forth like, oh my god, at least he didn't beat his wife. Thank God he didn't beat his wife. It's terrible, but it's so true. Like, anytime a wrestler comes up, I'm like, oh my god. Whew, okay, just got drunk in public. It's okay, that's fine. You can go to a class for that.
Okay, these matches are in a weird order because they pulled them up on Bleacher Report, so pardon me. But the next one on this list is Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman versus Kane. It's not for the belt, though, right?
No, it is for the belt.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I mean, they've been building Braun up so well, and I loved when he pulled the scaffolding down, and I think Braun is doing a really good job, and he is proving himself, and he's stepping up, and he's grabbing that brass ring and all that stuff, and he deserves to be the champion, but like, LOL, fuck you, Braun, because it's gonna be Brock.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be Brock, because they're obviously building up to Brock versus Roman at WrestleMania. But
I forgot that I bought this.
I keep looking at it, and it's amazing. If you're a Patreon subscriber, it'll be part of your backstage photos, what we're talking about.
Sure, I'll take that photo now.
I was like, ooh, we have a Patreon now. We can fucking do this.
We'll get to it.
I'm so torn about this because the only person who's gonna beat fucking Brock is Roman. But as they've said,
seen that match.
and as they've said many times, like, this is a 3-way match. Brock doesn't have to be pinned. Blah, 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 blah. And also, I just thought of this too while I was saying this. Roman and Braun have a history. They have already built this backstory where if Braun wins, Roman can very easily step into that and it doesn't feel like LOL Roman. Like, they actually have done the work to set up a storyline with that. And
a little bit.
And if you're gonna have Roman win at WrestleMania, which is clearly the moment that they want to give him, he should beat Braun instead of Brock. Because you're right, we've seen him beat Brock before. Literally, who gives a fucking shit?
It was at the last 2 WrestleManias.
Exactly, so
it's
who
ridiculous.
gives a fuck about it? So it's, I mean, last WrestleMania was Undertaker, so that's a little different.
Yeah,
but
yes, that's fair. But we also had to see Roman fight another old dude.
yeah, I'm like, I don't need to see that. So, but I really hope Braun pins Kane and Brock freaks out. Brock has to be at Raw. Oh my god, LOL, do your job for like 3 weeks. That would be really nice.
Yeah, the fact that when the champions went to ring the bell on Wall Street and Brock wasn't there.
And it was Roman with the Intercontinental belt. Like, that was insulting. It was insulting to Roman.
It was,
which
yeah.
I never thought I would say. Like, it totally was. It was insulting to all of the other champs, and it was insulting to Roman. Like, that's bullshit. If your champ candy isn't even willing to make public appearances, don't make him the champ. That's the whole point of the belt, is that you're supposed to be able to go do that stuff. And here's the WWE champion doing this. Like, it looks like AJ Styles is the only men's WWE champion, because where the fuck is the other dude? Like, it's just bullshit. I really, really, really hope Braun wins, but I don't think that he will. I think you're right. I think it's gonna be fucking Brock.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. Okay, Raw tag. Seth and Jordan versus Cesaro. I mean, Seth and Jordan retain.
Yeah, they've gotta,
Well, unless Cesaro wins, and it sets up to a bunch of bullshit with Jason Jordan, but, I mean...
But why?
Because Sheamus is going to retire, and they want to give him a little less push, and then he loses at Mania, and then he retires. Yeah. Because if they don't have the belts going up to Mania, why are they going to be on the Mania card?
Because they fight for the belts one more time and then lose.
But why would they get a chance to fight one more time? It makes more sense to put it on Cesaro and Sheamus, and then...
Unless it ends in shenanigans.
That's true.
Which I think is a very high possibility.
That's true. Bullshit.
I think part of it, too, is that they would be
bullshit.
reluctant to put the belts back on Sheamus with an active injury. So, letting him wrestle in a capacity where he's chasing the belts, if they get to the point where they're like, oh, fuck, you can never go in the ring again, Mick Foley style or Edge style, you don't have to drop the belt off of him, which they're having an epidemic of. So I feel like they're also very worried about that. So, Dean just got hurt. Leave it on these two dudes who are not injured in any way. Let Cesaro pick another tag team partner to curse, I guess. I don't know what to do with Cesaro after this, but, I don't think that they're willing to let Sheamus have a belt when it is any moment possible that he can't wrestle anymore.
That is a good point.
So I say shenanigans. I say they retain. Maybe Cesaro wins, but because of shenanigans, and so Fake Shield retains. They don't have a name either, right?
Yeah, but what about AJ versus Cammy? That is definitely going to have shenanigans.
Yeah, but that's a little different because
you just can't have everything end in shenanigans, though.
I mean, you can.
I guess.
I would rather everything end in shenanigans rather than no belts change hands with no shenanigans. Because they do that,
so
too.
You're pro shenanigans.
Yeah, I'm pro shenanigans as opposed to no belt moving, no shenanigans.
Pro shenanigans.
I like shenanigans. Wrestling is shenanigans. Let's get real. It's true.
Do you think AJ keeps the belt?
Yeah, I do. I don't think there's any way that they give it to Cammy.
Especially with Kevin Owens being injured.
Yeah, exactly.
But Sami Zayn's win against AJ was so beautiful.
I feel like if they were going to take a chance on a Freebird belt, they would have given Xavier Woods the United States Championship.
Xavier Woods was fucking robbed.
He was robbed. It was bullshit.
I mean, I'm glad that New Day and Bobby Roode are friends so that they can, gyrate together, but also, Xavier Woods was fucking robbed.
Yeah, I fucking agree. It's bullshit.
Goddamn fucking robbed!
Oh, also injury report. One of the Singh brothers tore his ACL and is out. Samir?
Yeah.
Yes.
He is hurt. Shockingly, didn't just break his neck from Randy Orton.
Oh yeah, somehow I don't know how that he
Shockingly.
turned wrong.
Samoa Joe is hurt.
Yes,
that was official after we got back, and then obviously Paige is hurt and out of the Rumble, but not but it's still managing. I don't know.
They haven't officially retired her.
Yeah.
I think that they're let's not. This is sad.
I think she's also she's posting a lot of stuff that's the comeback and all this stuff. It's the same doctor.
Daniel Bryan thinks
but
the
it's
same
also
thing.
the same doctor as Nikki, and it's basically the same injury where the doctor's you shouldn't wrestle, you really shouldn't wrestle, but Nikki's gonna come back.
Yeah, but Nikki didn't take a bump in a house show that knocked her legs out from underneath of her. That was the problem. It wasn't just that she took this blind bump that gave her a stinger. It was that when she went to stand up, her legs completely gave out. That is why they pulled her off of those shows, and why eventually they were no, you can't wrestle anymore. That's bad. That's like Daniel Bryan and the arm tingling. It's that is a sign of a greater problem, and because you were out for a year and a half, and then immediately get this stinger, and you lose control of your legs,
that's bad. Yeah.
I get it. I totally understand why they're very hesitant to let her do anything. And let her be a manager. Put her on fucking commentary. Why aren't there any women on commentary?
Well, Stephanie McMahon's going to be on commentary. I'm fine with it. You know what? Stephanie's going to put herself in it, and even if she gets called in, it'll be like a JBL spot where she gets immediately thrown out.
Well, I think what is going to happen with her is that she's going to be Ronda Rousey's foil.
Well, Ronda Rousey is in Colombia or Brazil, or she's in South America.
If she you know what? If she hadn't posted a video being I'm going to be in this other country, then I would have been yeah, okay, she's filming a movie, no one gives a fuck. But now that we got this video saying she's not going to be here, I was so she's number 30. Okay, I guess I've just fucking accepted this. But I also feel putting Stephanie directly out there is the perfect way
It's
to
also
circumvent
hard
that.
because, like, I feel like Paige was gonna win, and then they had to really redirect.
I think Paige was gonna win. I think
I
you're
really
absolutely
think
right.
Paige was gonna win.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it seems like Asuka is poised at any moment to take the belt and does not need the Rumble in order to do that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think Paige was gonna win, and it's...
They have to figure it out.
It is tragic. Like, I feel fucking bad for her.
Yeah.
She was back for, like, a month.
And it was a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
She was absolutely gonna win the Rumble. There's no way she wasn't.
Although, I will say, and this is, like, silver lining in, like, a lead balloon cloud, that it is nice that there is now a right away difference between Absolution and Riot Squad. One of them wrestles, one of them does not wrestle right now.
Yeah.
And so it is nice that there is this very different separation. And in some ways, I think it's good for Sonya and Mandy that they now have to wrestle.
Oh, I agree.
And, like, Paige can be the talker. Her mouth isn't fucking broken. Like, she can walk around. She has a perfectly fine walking injury that just means she can't wrestle. So she can be their mouthpiece and help them get better at promos and allow them to have the TV time to wrestle more, which is what they need, which is good. It's sad, but I hope that they figure out a way to make this work. And, like, she clearly wants to be there now, which is good. And, like, let her get her life together. And, like, please, WWE,
and it's not
bring
just, like,
her
let
through
her
this.
get her life together as, like, a service to her. Like, we, the fans, love her and want her to be there.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yes.
So, who do you think Ronda's gonna win the Royal Rumble now?
I don't, actually. I thought for a while that she was. I don't think so. I think now that they've made it extremely clear, because when it was winner main events Mania, yes, I think Ronda would have won. I think winner gets a championship match. I don't think they're willing to do that with Ronda.
I think it's Becky.
I think it might be Becky, too.
I think it was 100% Paige, and I think it's now Becky.
It makes sense to be Becky, too. Like, especially with the Mixed Match Challenge, where, like, Sammy can bring out the heel in her in a way that can work long-term for that storyline for her having won the Rumble as well. And this way, a Raw person could win the Men's Rumble. Like, it makes sense to do it that way. And I hope it is Becky. She fucking needs it. That poor bitch. She won the first ever Women's SmackDown title and has just gotten shit on.
I mean, she did get that movie.
But that's not wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, Naomi got movies when she was barely wrestling, and Alicia Fox is in movies when she doesn't wrestle, and Maryse is in movies and she literally doesn't wrestle, so it's
Don't
like...
shit talk Maryse.
Well, I love Maryse, but she could... Do you think that she had a 5-star match with Nikki Bella at WrestleMania? I do not. I think she did a passable job. I don't think she's a great wrestler.
Yeah. She has had decent matches.
A decent match should not win the Rumble, though.
No, for sure.
That's what I mean. I feel like she, like, is not set up in a place that she can do that. So, like, it makes sense that Becky would be the one to really be able to run with this.
For sure.
Oh, Becky, I hope you win.
Who do you think is going to win the Men's Rumble?
I don't fucking know. I have no idea, honestly.
I truly have no idea. I've been so focused on the Women's Rumble that I'm, like, not even paying attention to the Men's
I forgot Randy Orton won last year. I have no fucking clue who's gonna win the Rumble. I think it could have possibly been Shinsuke before because he and AJ have that history. But if Becky wins, that probably means Shinsuke won't win because they won't put both of them on SmackDown people right
Unless
after
they're
the Raw
lazy
25.
and they do have Asuka win, so then they can have Asuka and Alexa, and then Asuka wins at Mania.
And that's fine. I would be okay with that because
And then they have Shinsuke win.
if you have 2 Asian people win,
But here's
I'm cool
the
with
thing.
that. Like, that's progressive in a way WWE
We're
doesn't do.
also... I feel like we're more likely to get an outcome that we'll be happy with the women's one than we are with the men.
Yeah, because I just don't know who's going to win the Men's Rumble. It could be so many people. And also, like, there are surprise entrants to think of with the men, and sometimes surprise entrants win the Rumble with the men. If fucking Batista shows up, he's going to win. Like, straight up. And you know what? I'd be cool with that. As a celebrity guest, premiere, I would be totally fine with Batista coming back. Because he can wrestle. He can still go.
Hot take. If Ronda Rousey does win the Rumble, and it does lead to her facing specifically Charlotte, I wouldn't be happy, but I wouldn't be furious.
I would be. Charlotte wants to main event a WrestleMania. This would be her doing a sideshow match. Like, it would be an insult to her as someone who
Becky and Charlotte aren't going to wrestle or main event.
But they'll have a match of a caliber that people will continue to talk about because of their wrestling.
Yeah, but people will also tune in for the I'm just saying, if you have to have Ronda Rousey win, if we have to, her facing Charlotte is not the worst thing in the world.
Honestly, I feel like if Ronda wins, she needs to beat Alexa, and then Asuka can beat Ronda. Only Asuka can beat Ronda. That's the problem. Like, no one else is...
You don't think that Vince McMahon would throw Asuka to Ronda?
I don't, actually.
Oh, all right.
I think that Asuka has built up such a legend within WWE right now that they are unwilling to sacrifice her. I think if they had made her lose the NXT belt, yeah, they would sacrifice her to Ronda. I do not think that they would let
Ronda... Yeah, they have really built her up.
Yeah, and so I feel like if Ronda wins, it's better for Asuka to beat her and be like, I am unstoppable. It doesn't matter who you are. I will fuck your shit up. I don't care if you're a real fighter. I will fuck your bullshit up. So I feel like...
Fuck your bullshit up.
That I can deal with. Also, I want to watch fucking Ronda Rousey get hit with a spinning back fist because it's very satisfying.
I want Ronda Rousey to get put in an armbar and have to tap.
Yes! Yes! I totally agree with that.
I want her to be put in a fucking... Asuka armbar and have to tap.
I also
or
think
an Asuka lock.
The one thing that makes me think that it's probable that Ronda will not win the Women's Rumble is the movie thing. She has to be cleared by insurance in order to do physical contact. And also, WWE's never made her take a wellness test.
Oh.
So, I don't think that she'll pass. Not like... that I'm implying that she does drugs, or she may. Who gives a fuck if she does, to be honest, because she's not signed by them.
You know what?
But
Can I say the most
physically...
ignorant thing, maybe? Because I'm, like, not keyed in on this stuff. Why can't we just let them... Why don't we just, like, let steroids be a thing, and then, like, everyone does them, and then we don't have to police them?
Specifically because of Vince McMahon. He went to the Supreme Court because of this trial, because he forced his employees to use them, because if you don't ban them, your employer can...
Oh...
There's a lot of shit that happens in New Japan. It's very murky and very unclear exactly what they're made to do. But most of those guys are required to take steroids in order to be part of the heavyweight division, bigger guys. And many people start taking steroids in order to get up to that division.
Oh, okay.
And if you use them regulated by a doctor, they're not that bad for you. Like, I know some, like... powerlifters who do not compete professionally but work professionally as powerlifters and teach seminars and stuff who take steroids in order to like rehab and improve like the pain that they feel because they lift these fucking heavy weights all the time. That stuff's okay. When you're working 300 days a year and you're constantly having to rehab, you're basically making someone addicted to steroids and like creating this bad...
Well, I also meant in like a general term, like in like the Olympics and stuff. Like if everybody's doing that, then like it's an even playing field.
That's right, because the people who train and encourage these people will make them abuse
it.
Right,
okay.
Exactly.
That makes sense. I hadn't thought of it that way.
If the athletes are the one who are allowed to regulate their own steroid use, I totally agree. I think that an athlete should be allowed to do that. But then there's the possibility, too, that an athlete will be like, I'll take 1 billion of these steroids and I'll be the strongest.
And then they'll die and then they'll like...
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
I didn't think of it that way because I was just like...
As an individual, yes, it's totally cool. As an organization, it's a terrible idea.
For sure. Okay. Any other remaining thoughts about anything? I hope we get at least a good Breezango moment in the Rumble.
Me too.
I'm sad. I'm fucking pissed. I'm not sad that the Fashion Files is on WWE Network now. Like, that's bullshit.
It's so stupid. Put it on the goddamn network. Put it on Facebook. I would rather be on Facebook than on
Put it on the show. People were into it. Like, fuck that.
It's
but,
so
like,
stupid.
Whatever. I want Breezango to have a good moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's my only other thought.
Yeah. I can't really think of anything else either. I think the Rumble's going to be good. I'm
hope
excited
so.
about it, to be honest.
Yeah. I really hope it's fun.
Do we know what the pre-shows are yet, or have those not been announced?
I assume there'll be a cruiserweight match because they took the title match off.
And the United States title was taken off of Rumble as well, so I wonder if there'll be some other, like, singles match that's thrown in.
I assume...
Maybe another, like, Mojo thing.
Mojo beating up Zack Ryder. Mm-hmm. Which is also like Zack Ryder and Chelsea Green are the cutest couple in the entire world, and I love them.
Did he really propose to her? Are they engaged?
No, I don't think so. I think she just made like a thing about toys, and he was like, "LOL, marry me."
But it was also like he had never said anything like that before, which I think is funny.
I love them.
I hope that they do get married.
If they ever break up, I will lose my faith in all relationships.
It's funny because when he was dating Emma, we were like,
yeah, we
never
like,
break up.
But then they broke up, and it was like, okay, but like I'm fully invested in Chelsea and
they
Zack
seem
Ryder.
like they're in love. Like, honestly,
they've been together for like a year, and they like live together, and they're like obsessed with each other, and I like love them, and they also seem like perfect for each other. I obviously don't know them, but I frequently have dreams where me and Zack Ryder are best friends. I've never had a sex dream with Zack Ryder.
Right. Those are all the dreams I have about Cassius Ono. We're best friends.
The last
no
dream
sexual
contact. The last dream I had was literally me and Zack Ryder, BFF, and he was hanging out with EC3, and I was like, Zack, look. Your friend is very cute. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, Zack, get it together. You do not understand what I'm saying. So then I like hung out with EC3, but like not really. And I was like, Zack, you were like not being a good wingman right now. I have so many sex dreams with wrestlers, and I've never had a sex dream with Zack Ryder, but he shows up frequently just as my casual BFF.
That's so funny.
He's the only consistent BFF I have.
That's so funny.
All right. No more thoughts. We're going to do our final John Cena smell test.
Jesus, here we go.
Here's the thing. There are actually 6 different smells.
Ooh.
I ordered the other 2 from Walmart.com because
Okay.
you can only buy them at Walmart, and they were stolen from my porch.
No.
I will not be purchasing them again.
You should contact Walmart. I bet that they'll send you another one.
We'll see. If I get it resent, sure, we'll do it. But I'm not going to re-buy them again. So,
No.
like, everybody, just deal with it. All right.
You should definitely contact them.
This one is called Focus. The first one was okay. The second one was great. Mm-hmm. The third one was a tragedy.
I was thinking about this the other day too. It's funny that we chose to go in that direction because it could have gone the other way. This could have been the first one. And
Well, it was how they were presented.
Yeah, it was just left to right.
This
that we
one's
got this.
a forest green.
Okay.
It's called Focus.
Mm-hmm. It's a good color.
Mm-hmm. It says, "Get focused with this fresh, crisp scent."
Ooh, crisp. Okay, I like
Crisp is a
crisp.
good word.
Crisp is good.
Right. The bad one was spicy. Let's see about crisp.
Right? Woody was good.
This smells like the most basic. Literally, like the most basic. You're 12 and you need a body spray. This is the body spray you buy.
Yeah.
It is the most basic, generic men's body smell.
It smells like Calvin Klein eau de toilette, honestly.
Yeah,
it smells exactly like that.
The most basic.
It's like the cologne my dad used to wear, to be honest.
It's like a little...
Super fucking basic. Yeah, it seriously smells like Calvin Klein eau de toilette. It's super fucking weird.
So to recap, Defy,
okay.
fine.
Good gym bag.
Victory, really good.
Oh, I tried wearing that on, like, I used it in my hallway as like it smells like weed. Because we changed the layout of our apartment, we now blow the weed smoke directly into the fucking hallway. I have to be really aware of it. So I was like, well, I'll spray this out here because it's the best of the 3. And I got it on my skin, and I sat down next to Michael, and right away he was like, that's bad.
Ooh, it doesn't mix with your pheromones well?
Does not mix with my pheromones well at all. So, like...
I wonder how it mixes with a man's pheromones.
I bet it's better, because it did not... It was...
Because it's just like a smell. It smells good.
Because Michael said that I smelled like a sweating man.
But yeah, all of these smell like sweaty man.
But like, not in like, oh, you have a scent on you. It was like, you smell like you came from the gym. Like, oh, okay.
It's that woody smell.
So it's my hallway spray now.
Fuel, disgusting.
Dude, avoid at all costs. It's awful.
Focus, give to your 12-year-old.
Yeah, that's fine. Give it to a basic boy. That's fine.
Give it to your 12-year-old.
If you're a basic boy, you could
if
use
you're
this.
a little basic 12-year-old bitch.
Also, again, another good coat smell. This would be fine as like, I smoked a bunch of weed, I put this on while I left the house.
I smoked a bunch of weed.
This one's fine for that.
Ridiculous.
And so concludes our 4-part Tap Out series.
Theoretically, maybe in the future there'll be a part 4 or 5 and 6, but
we'll see.
again, some thieves ruined your joy.
Well, I don't understand how so many of your packages get stolen.
We're on a busy street.
Yeah, that's true.
People are dicks.
Ugh.
All right,
you need like a
Demis.
little lockbox that you can
I know.
put them inside of.
Demis, we are back. This was a
back.
long episode. We will condense them in the future, but like 3 weeks is the longest motherfucking time.
Questions, reviews, we'll do that shit next week.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that shit next week. If you guys are local, I'm going to participate in a Royal Rumble watch party and like a kickoff thing at the Anthem in Chicago. So if you want to come to that, please do. It's free. It's going to be fun. I'm going to be there. Paloma Star is going to be there. She's a local wrestler. She's super rad. It's going to be fun. Basically, we're going to do like our own version of a kickoff, and then we're all going to watch the Rumble together, and you'll get to see me cry and scream and flip tables and all that stuff.
I won't be there because I'll be in LA. But you should go if you're local.
in LA.
Yeah. Fancy,
Right.
fancy.
Let's do the roundup. You can find us on the internet. I'm at Stella_Cheeks.
I'm at Urgency.
We are also now at Not Your Demo Pod. We have an official podcast Twitter because I had to make one for school.
Hey!
It is currently only run by me, but when this class is over, it will also be run by Erin.
Yes.
So find us at Not Your Demo Pod.
Yes.
So that hashtag that you used to do, now it's just a
Yeah,
Twitter
you can put
handle.
an at or a hashtag. We'll find either of those things, to be
Do
honest.
whatever you need.
Yes.
If you'd like to participate with the final days of 31 Days of Wrestling merch,
Jump on it.
jump
Let us
on
know.
it. Hashtag 31 Days of Wrestling merch. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm. Look through the tag. Look at all everybody's great shit.
Look
It's
at everybody's
honestly
great
awesome.
shit. We have officially launched our Patreon.
Ba-ba-ba-ba! We finally have a Patreon!
The video is not great, but it is. But it is edited.
Also, very timely that I destroyed my Enzo shirt.
Yes. I love from the video that like the beginning we're perfectly centered and focused.
It just like drifts.
And then like Nick, who was like obviously not a cameraman, just like drifts slowly to the right, and it's just like half of us in the frame and then just half of our hallway. She's trash.
It's hilarious.
It's not a great video, but I edited it to the best of my abilities,
It's
okay? There's a lot of
trash.
But if you'd like to support our Patreon, you can find it at patreon.com/notyourdemopod. We already reached our first 2 stretch goals, which is absolutely incredible. Your guys' support.
I cried, obviously.
Obviously, your guys' support and generosity means the world to us, and we are going to do our best to live up to your expectations. You know, we got your surveys in. We really appreciate them. We're going to be implementing a lot of changes. Some of them you'll notice right away. Some of them will be a little bit slower. Some of them you might not notice at all, but you'll be like, I'm really enjoying this podcast extra, but a lot. Like, it's going to be a slow process, but we are, you know, we've been doing this for over 2 years. We really love it. We love you guys. We love this community that we've all built, and we are only looking for ways to make it better.
Yes.
So, thank you for all of that.
Yes.
You can find us on iTunes. We should rate, review, and subscribe. You can find us online at notyourdemographic.wordpress.com. We're moving away from the Tumblr just because for class I have to build this WordPress, and we're going to use it as a hub for Not Your Demographic going forward. Once my class is done, Erin's going to jump on board. We'll do more interesting posts. We're going to have all of our podcasts up on there. It's kind of just going to be our hub from now. To be honest, me and Erin never really learned how to use Tumblr properly.
Never.
So we're just transitioning away from it.
Yes.
We appreciate the people who followed us on there, but you can find all of our podcasts, our RSS feed, some interesting posts for my school and whatnot there. You can also find a link for our Patreon there.
You can also send us an email, which you should do since we're back and we can answer emails.
We're fucking back!
You can email us at notyourdemo@gmail.com.
And that's it.
I think that's it. Hey, Demis, we've got 2 words for you. Breed mode!